Thursday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on ERN. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto. Welcome to round 10 of the Elite Racing League's premier racing division, the P1 IndyCar Championship, as we come to you tonight from the infield road course of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 7th annual PresleySword.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis and the official start of the Elite Racing League's month of April at the Speedway. Before we can go 500 miles, we got to qualify. Before we qualify, we got to go Grand Prix racing on the Grand Prix course. And now we start the very hard, arduous month of April for these drivers. As getting past today is one battle. Then we have a battle next week for qualifying. And then finally the 500-mile battle of the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indy 500, or the Indianapolis 500-mile race. Joining me in the booth, and he's all excited because he's actually started the month of April for us on Tuesday night for the Indy Lights race here on the road course, won by Tyler Fode. The camera is on Tyler right now. As the second group is out, is LGN, Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, welcome to Indianapolis, the month of April. It's here.
Yeah, we are there. Actually, we are really there in the month of the Speedway. Our month of the Speedway on the month of the April for the Elite Racing League. Like I just mentioned, we started on Tuesday night when the Prix of Indianapolis make the pole position on that day. But Tyler Fode and Chad Frankenfeld escaped by himself, and the last lap in one of the corners before in one of the last section on the speedway, Chad Frankenfeld lose the control of the car and leave it the Tyler Fode win the race that day. So really, it was a really exciting between these two guys, all of these 30 laps, but. It is what it is. So Tyler Fode won the first race that day. So good for Tyler because he's the leader of the championship of the Elite. And I know you're gonna put the points, but I want to continue to talk about the Speedway schedule. And for sure, you said it's about today, and then is coming the most difficult stuff about planning about the schedule of your schedule about the practice qualifying, practice race. But mostly it's practice qualifying first until you can think about it for the race. So if you don't pass the qualifying, what is the point to practice the race? So that's going to be a difficult. 61 people sign up for the race, and it's going to be really, really difficult for all these 61 to only have a 33 people plus couple if we have a outsiders. So if you waited for somebody to out to the race to be in the lineup, so it's going to be really excited. Started for today here in Indianapolis.
There is a schedule for the month at the Speedway, as also tweeted on the Elite Racing League's X account. Tweeted, posted, whatever. Our habits die hard. But that is your schedule. Here are your points, as Lewis talked about. Tyler Fode with, actually, that is not the points. Let's make sure we're loading up the correct points here, Gary. But let's talk about the points, as I will update that graphic right now. There they are. 36 points over Daniel Falkingham. Ethan Stanley in third, Brian Blauman fourth, and Hunter Ingrave in fifth. And just as I told you at in the pre-race, I expect that top five to be the five fastest drivers of tonight's race. And I think the favorite by far, until someone dethrones him, is Ethan Stanley, who has won the last two races here at the Brickyard. And when he sees the Indy GP on the schedule, this is the man that I would imagine gets wet in the mouth. That's what I'm trying to say. Also, gets very excited that this is his racetrack and his race to win or lose, and it's very much been the case for him the last two seasons.
That's going to be really interesting to watch. Ethan Stanley try to take a little points close to Daniel and Tyler Fode, but I think Daniel, the main quote or the main quote of the day is Daniel needs to have a good result because the last 3 races, including the qualifying, they are speedways. So all of them make it points, and Tyler Ford is pretty good over there, but for sure. Daniel Fockingham with the expertise in the speedway, we already saw it in the race on the New Hampshire when he won in Silverstone. In New Hampshire, he won in Richmond. He made the points to put it in the orbit to be a contender. But I think Ethan Stanley have a good chance to getting close to the championship and getting more excited for this 2.5 to go. I was going to say 2.5 to go because the qualifiers make a point,
right,
but not really big point.
And there you see the rookie standings. Daniel Fockingham is the leader there. Alexis Newsom second. Micah Mixer third. Paul Mini Letters, Nigel Stock, Pedro Blybell. Not a lot of drivers in the rookie chase in the lineup tonight. I know we got Paul Mini Letters. I know we got Nigel Stock. They'll look to go higher in the standings. I don't think Alexis Newsom in the lineup tonight. I don't think Micah Mixer is in the lineup tonight. So we'll have some moving in the rookie standings, but those are the rookie standings coming in to today's race. Well, if we don't count qualifying and this session at all, of anything else that Ethan Stanley has done over the last 19 road course races, this is since 2024, Ethan Stanley has either started from the pole or won in 14 of them. 7 poles and 7 wins. Now, necessarily, he's not always when he gets the pole, he wins the race. There are some splits there. Notably, we could talk about those here in the stats. He won the pole, for instance, at Road America in 2024A, but Adriano Pinero won the race there. But he won the race at Indy GP in 2024A, but Adriano Pinero won the pole there. So he doesn't always, if he doesn't start from the pole, doesn't mean always gets a win and vice versa. But he has 7 wins and 7 poles in those 19 races. So again, when we say Ethan Stanley gets excited when he sees Indy on the schedule, he gets even more excited, I think, when he sees road courses on the schedule, because normally it's a sign of success for him to come, and he has proven it with the stats. Already this season, Ethan Stanley, 2 wins on the road course, 1 at Long Beach, 1 at St. Petersburg. Could he get his 3rd? As you mentioned, the only other driver to get a win on the road course this season is Daniel Fockingham, who is involved in the points championship and currently, provisionally, sits on the pole with a time of 1:11.4. Brian Blauman is second. Brian has actually shown a lot of pace. We got him on the camera right now this season on road courses and ovals and qualifying, so we expect to have him a good race. Remember, he kind of outpaced himself a little bit at our last race at St. Petersburg and just unfortunately had to fall into a different fuel strategy. Stanley is 3rd, Fody is in 4th, and Seb Alexander is in 5th. Those are your top 5 as we are currently with a minute left to play here in qualifying here at the Speedway.
Ethan Stanley is purple lap in the 1st and 2nd sector and is going maybe for the pole position today, and just is going to exit on turn 14 now.
Here he is at the line, Ethan Stanley.
It is
no.
Oh.
Fockingham improves his time though with a 1:11.3. And that pretty much solidifies his pole position here tonight.
He was faster in the all sector, but like you said, Daniel came on the back and take it back in one moment. So impressive, really impressive.
And we are about 9 seconds away from Daniel Fockingham winning tonight's 4D Racewear Pole Award. And we are official. And where we're going to grid up here. Got to get the camera. There we go. We're going to be on the front straight. All right. Let's get in the starting lineup for today's 7th annual PresleySora.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. And And remember, starts here are very important because if you remember, Lewis, 2 seasons ago, Adriano Pinero was on the pole and got a huge jump and then was penalized for it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I just remember that. Yeah, unfortunately, the barrier between English and when the race control something says something about that. I think he forgot he have a line to restart, and yeah, that's unfortunate for him. He went back, and then all the incident, he finished on the back.
And tonight's Elite Racing League pole award goes to, sponsored by 4D Racewear, goes to Daniel Falkingham. Daniel Falkingham will start on the pole with a time of 1:11.3. Right next to him, Brian Blauman. Remember, these two started up front at Silverstone. So we expect a big battle up there. Ethan Stanley, Tyler Fody. It is a Lake Norman lockout of row 2. Seb Alexander and Chad Frankenfeld in row 3. Ryan Schultz, Gavin Hibbs on row 4. And then we got our 500 champion Hunter Smith. And making his return back to the series after a little bit of missing a few races, Greg Forsythe, rounding out the top 10. And he is sponsored by 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in today's stream description. Moving on back to the rest of the field, Troiano in a new livery tonight. Presley Sora himself, the sponsor of today's race, starting in back in row 6. Then we got Rexine and Heil in row 7. The Catalyst, Andrew Wood and Justin Vandermarl back in row 8. Gavel and Hearn in row 9. Paul Mini Letters and Silver making his first start in the series back on row 10. Decker and Stock, Clindy and Wags back on row 12. Camargo, Albrecht, our pole sitter from the Indy 500 in row 13. Reblis and Kosala in row 14. Hunter Ingrave may have had a penalty in this one. I'm not sure why he's starting back so far, but expect to see him move up pretty rapidly through this field. He is 5th in the points. Primetime John Stellar right next to him in row 15. And that is your 30-car field in a very impressive showing.
It's really impressive. Remember, we talking about how it's going. Sorry to say this for the league, but it's something we saw in our eyes. It's like on the when the season is coming to the end, the people start to show less, and that's good to have it the same feel. Actually, not the same what they have at the first race, but at least you have over the 30 people. For example, we started in Motegi with 41, and last week on St. Petersburg we have 26. And what else? I can tell you in Phoenix we have 33. So it's really impressive to have 30 people here. For sure, in the Indy 500 we're gonna have 33. But I want to see this same feel in the last race in the Gateway in the San Luis 500 when we shut down the season A.
Right, and this is this 30-car field is the second most ever that have started a Indy GP in the 7-race history of the Indy GP. So a good show tonight. We expect anywhere between a 2-stop and a 3-stop, ideally, maybe a 4-stop, depending on if we have problems that occur. But this is a fixed setup race, 2.43 mile, 14 turn infield and oval combined road course. IndyCar measures the course at 2.439. We're doing 85 laps tonight, about 206.5 iRacing miles. No fast repairs. Remember, we must change tire compounds. The entire top 11 is starting on the prime tire right now. No lucky dogs, no green, white checker. IndyCar Rave Around rule is in effect. Getting ready to go green this time by. There are your weather conditions. We'll get them off the screen for you.
The first corner is going to be really, really important for Falkingham, Brian, even for Stanley.
And now this long, patient run down to the green flag zone. Green flag is out, and here we go. And the top 4 have all left together, and they're going to start fanning out down this long front straight into turn 1.
My God, I think Ryan Shaw. Oh, I have an incident.
Buckingham goes wide into the corner, and that allows Stanley on by. Here comes
Felix
Tyler
Troiano.
Fody. Tyler had to get back in line on that one. He's going to attack down the Holman straight here. He just holds his line out wide. He's going to go to the inside of the next turn. This is setting up 7. Is he going to send it here, or is he going to think a better part of the discretion and valor being part of the points championship? If he keeps Buckingham in his sights, there's not going to be much gain in the points. Remember, after today, there's only 2 more points, 3 points pains events left, one of which is Indy 500 qualifying, as Stanley starts to put a little space between himself in that battle for second.
Yeah, actually, Danny's getting close.
Daniel's got a good final sector for Daniel. You're right.
And it's getting close, and that's a good thing. Now, no push to pass for nobody. It's just they still, by pure engine over there. But Tyler Ford is getting a little bit back on these two.
Ryan Scholl coming to pit road with some damage. Also coming to pit road, Hunter Smith with some damage. We also have coming to pit road Eric Troiano coming to pit road. Mark Reblis with the pit road, both with black flags. And also on pit road with damage, Justin Vandermarl. So a whole bunch of the Little Eagle gang coming to pit road for getting attention for damage on this opening lap.
Yeah, all started for Eric Troiano. That's when he made the attempted to pass, and he over braking because Ryan Chulus is closing over there, and they're escaping all this we're talking about for the incident with Rubelas, Eric Troiano, and everyone over there.
Let's watch the replay of the start here, see what happens. Troiano hops over the corner, and yeah, just everyone, it was just a bad placement. He was trying to make his way through there as easy as possible, and then we had a whole bunch of cars cutting through. We'll watch that again here. And again, watch him pop the curb here on the inside, and then just sends himself. Seb Alexander dodged a major bullet there. Paul Miniletters on the outside dodged the bullet. You see a whole bunch of cars going through the grass. Forsyth on his way through. But then we see cars shedding parts. Stock had to cut the grass. Nick Silver looks like he had to cut the grass. And that's not cutting the grass like with the lawnmower. It's like cutting through the grass to avoid the incident. Back up front, it is Ethan Stanley, Daniel Falkenham, Tyler Fody, Brian Blauman, and Seb Alexander. Hunter Ingrave up 17 spots already to 12th.
Oh my God. I think the best strategy for Daniel and Stanley is Daniel don't make the pass on Stanley, keep pushing together to start to pull away and make it a gap between all these guys, 40 and Blauman, 7, even Chad is over there in 6, and then in some point have a battle for the victory. So that's a good match to be the story. I know it's long race, it's not a sprint, and they need to think about it to the end. And I think Daniel is doing a pretty good job to don't attempt to make the pass. Even they have a pace, it just stay over there.
Frankenfeld and Forsyth, 2 drivers with a lot of starts in these cars. Oh, to the inside. Forsyth on the outside, and he clears them. Move Forsyth up to 7th spot. Ryan Scholl, purple lap that time by. A little bit of red mist for a driver I know that put a lot of practice in and had high hopes for tonight. The snake is going down the front stretch as they're trying to break the draft. Richie Hearn back in the order, leading the drivers on by. Right now, top 5 together, and Seb Alexander, not really known for his road course skill set, but definitely showing it today here at the Indy GP road course. Of course, a lot of the IndyCar drivers, regular community IndyCar drivers, get many races here a season, much like it along the lines of like Road America and Indianapolis, going to Mid-Ohio, Portland. You always find those on regular. Oh, big Forsyth, Frankenfeld. Back in turn 7.
Oh, shot. No shot.
Let's watch this again.
I don't know. I don't know if it's shot Frankenfeld.
We'll let Chat make that move. He sends it to the inside. We'll let Chat make the decision. Rexing comes in. He gets involved. Hiles locks it up in time.
Oh, Andrew Wood is involved. Oh, my God. Watch Andrew Wood. The way he fly over the car of the Chat.
Oh, and Chad just loses it. And Andrew Wood comes over and does the old General Lee impersonation. And that might be day done for the Catalyst. We're going to go back and watch a lot of that. Jared Rexing with the meatball flag right now. Chad Frankenfeld with the meatball flag. Of course, Andrew Wood with the meatball flag. Casola on pit row with the meatball flag. So a lot of early race action going on here. But your leader is Ethan Stanley. Daniel Falkingham is in second. Tyler Fode is in third. Brian Blauman is in fourth. Seb Alexander fifth. Gavin Hibbs has moved up to sixth. He's kind of all by himself at the moment. He is your lead Little Eagle car at the moment. Hunter Ingrave up 22 spots to seventh position now, Lewis.
That's, I don't know if it's a no quality challenge. No, if it's no quality challenge, I think why don't make the qualifying? I really. Did
he have a penalty that he had to carry? I can't recall. I don't know if he did or not.
I don't know. He did 112.5 in the qualifying, and to be honest, I don't know. In the third lap of the qualifying, this is Precisola. Engraved. He didn't qualify. He didn't make any lap for the qualifying. I don't think he have a penalty on the last race, and he didn't show me in the stand about the penalty. I have to check.
We will go back and check that for you. Previous winners here in the 6 previous editions. R.C. Anderson, as our leaders have reached traffic. Reblis getting out of the way. Just a bad place to hide through this combination of corners. R.C. Anderson won the inaugural race. Henry Bennett won the second edition. Adriano Pinero won the third one. Josh Chin won the fourth edition. And Ethan Stanley has won the last 2. So he is your all-time winningest driver here at this racetrack in the IndyCar Series and the IndyCar Championship. Previous winners in other Elite Racing League events here at the Brickyard Road Course. Chad Frankenfeld won in the 2023 Elite Racing League Truck Series. And, of course, Tyler Fode won here Tuesday night in the Elite Racing League Indy Light Series, presented on P1 by Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Today is the 14th time in the 10-year history of the Elite Racing League the league has raced on the Indianapolis Infield Road Course. Now, keep in mind, not necessarily it's always been this configuration. For the longest time on the service, the only configuration we had for our infield road course was what they use for Formula One. There's also the bike course there, which you can run, and that's a bit of an interesting course. And I recommend running your league at the bike course sometime. But the Formula One course is still in a configuration you can race on here. And I believe for the first couple of races in league history, they were using that configuration before eventually this configuration became available, I believe in 2022. Top 5 all together right now, Lewis, on the racetrack.
Yeah, they give me information about the engrave, and he dropped connection in qualifying. So means when it's happened that, and you couldn't make the qualifying, you're dropped to the end by iRacing. So that's why he started from the back, just because he have a connection problems on his computer.
Presley Sora up 3 spots around Glindy going into turn 1. Move him to 9th, the namesake of today's race.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate. I already asking him about the Indy 500. He said, unfortunately, I don't want to be on the Indy 500, but I want to be on this race today, and now it's here in 9th. But very big loss for the big race on next couple weeks, actually.
Yeah, a former front row sitter for the Indy 500 a couple seasons ago. This is the real-world ARCA Menards driver, and today's race is brought to you by PresleySora.com. PresleySora.com is the official website of the NASCAR ARCA Menards Series driver Presley Sora. For all information, merchandise, and driver news, visit PresleySora.com. Follow Presley Sora on social media via @PresleySora, all one word, or check the links in the description. Always good to have we got multiple real-world drivers. Of course, we got Presley Sora, who is a real-world driver. We've got Richie Hearn, who finished 3rd in the 96 Indy 500 in the lineup tonight. He should have been Rookie of the Year for that race if it wasn't for Tony Stewart. But hey, if you could say one of your Indy 500s you finished on the podium, that would be on my tombstone. I'm for sure of it. It would be on my tombstone. Here lies Gary Gazzo, finished on the podium once at Indianapolis.
Oh, that's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
So actually, you know what? In '95, because Scott Goodyear staff did in '95, it should be Eliseo Salazar be the Rookie of the Year in that day, because it was 3rd, and because that Christian Fittipaldi passed him and was the Rookie of the Year. Or who knows? Maybe what if? Finish on 3rd or 2nd that day. Who knows? Really, many who knows. But at least I can say Salazar finished on 3rd place on 2000. The worst. Corey, you said that.
No, that was the most boring 500 I ever went to.
Yeah.
The 2000 500 that Juan Pablo won. Yeah, he dominated that race and really showed the night and day difference between the kart teams and the Indy Racing League teams. There was a big talent difference in terms of everybody in the car, the engineers, the equipment, everything. There was just a big difference. And it kind of put the end to any of the Indy Racing League team dominance. The only other Indy Racing League team that showed some performance at the Indy 500 after that might have been the Pennzoil Panther team. Not even Pennzoil Panther, just the Panther Racing team. The closest they got, of course, was 2011 with J.R. Hildebrandt taking the white flag. We got a battle for the lead down the front straight with Stanley and Falkingham, and right behind them we got Tyler Fode and Blauman. They are starting a bit of their own weaving. I think it would be to Tyler Fode and Blauman's benefit not to battle and fight each other, being teammates, that maybe they want to try to get up and help hound Daniel Falkingham on the back of Ethan Stanley and be a little bit more of a rear gunner and see if they can goat Falkingham into maybe a mistake. What do you think about that?
I thinking about it. Ethan Stanley is saving fuel. I just taking the replay on him on the turn 1. He even going on the last line on the light of the wheel. He just went to the line for the red line before the last line. So he's saving fuel all of this lap. That's why he is on the back. The problem is about that he almost lose the control on the car, almost lose the point on his braking point. But you can see in this passing 4 line, you're gonna see the way he's driving, and he's saving fuel now.
We'll ride with him right now as he comes out on the front stretch. We talked to him about this in his one of his wins here before. We'll listen here as well as he goes to the inside to defend.
Look at the wheel. That is a lot of saving fuel, man.
Yeah, what you're looking for are the lights at the top there that I just circled, and
yes,
they're not going all the way to the end and turning blue. He's keeping it out of the high rev range. listen to him as we get into the braking zone. Long coasting, yes. So we talked about him. We talked with him before about how he saves fuel here. And what it was just explained to me, as he explained to us on one of our previous winter interviews, that he changes the engine mapping virtually every lap, almost every turn. As he goes up and down the gears, he's changing the engine map. And that's how he's able to save fuel. And I suspect, even with his own pace, by getting out in front of the lead there where we saw the problem with Falkingham and going through turn 2 after turn 1. I think Falkingham went a little wide there and got into the grass. But I think with that combination of what he's doing is really saving a lot of fuel. And he's going to go deeper into this run than possibly Falkingham can.
Yeah, actually, Ethan Stanley. Also, really something that make me attention about the way he's moving the wheel in turn 13, 14. Stanley's really smooth, but Danny Falkingham is making a lot of moves. So I really think about the fault feedback for his wheel is really high, and it's making more difficult for wheels. So anyways, Ethan Stanley saving fuel too, even if it's first. So if you have the same connection between each other, I think it's not going to be a problem with Ethan keep the lead for a couple laps after coming to the pit. So I can say also Tyler 40 is making saving fuel, and Brian Bloman. Remember what's happened with Brian Bloman, don't lose the control out there in turn 13. And I think Brian is learned the lesson what's happened in St. Petersburg. And I think it's just saving fuel and keep it. Well, it's not saving fuel actually, Brian Bloman. It's just going for everything.
Yeah, he kind of outpaced himself at St. Pete, as I like to say. But today, showing a little patience and saving some fuel behind his teammate and points leader, Tyler Fode. So if we were to end this race as it is, Daniel Falkingham would be gaining minimal points on Tyler Fode, while Ethan Stanley creeps a little bit closer to championship. And we talked again at the end of the race at St. Pete, and Ethan says he feels like he has a shot. He didn't think he has a shot, but he might have a shot now if he could creep back closer into this into the leader's window here. And, of course, we're at a track that he's won at before, twice here, and then he finished on the podium and in the Indy 500 a season ago. And that was from a deep starting position because he was on a part-time schedule last year. Now that he's higher in the points, he's going to have a better qualification run next Thursday night.
Oh, that's why Ethan Stanley takes the lead, because I already seen the
Blauman.
First lap, sorry.
Blauman around Fode down the front straight. Move Blauman up a spot, so I guess maybe not showing patience.
I think he's going to go to the front just now. I just checking the first lap because I saw all this incident on the back of the field. And it's because I thought, in my mind, I think, well, Daniel left past Stanley to take the lead and start to save fuel. But no, it's because Daniel Falkingham make the mistake of breaking point, blocking the tires. And that's why he takes the lead. So also Brian Bloman is like really didn't attempt to keep it the second place, but now he's have to coming back soon because it's the gap is really 9/10 between this group. Oof. That problem about Brian to blocking the tires is gonna be on the end of the stint.
Here's the replay of the start here at the front, and we'll get the camera on Falkingham, and we'll see what happened with him. We'll go back to the blimp view because the blimp view gives you a better view of what's going on. But again, we want to talk what happened with him. And you're right, he missed the braking zone. He goes a little bit too deep, goes out higher onto there you go, hot into the corner, and then he goes out into the grass, and then that you got to be patient to let the car come back on. Unfortunately, that kind of holds up Blauman a little bit. He had to check up. Then we got Fode with the attack. But there's a lot of momentum there on the outside. And Fode, at some point, right here he's in position, but he's not clear enough. But at some point now, you're coming up into the chicane, and you got to get in single file. You can't go through there side by side. And I think that right there, discretion was the better part of valor for Tyler Fode. He backed up just a little bit to try to get a run, and the run didn't develop here this time by. But that's exactly what happened, as we were talking about here. Back to live viewing. If you enjoy ERN's coverage of the Elite Racing League's P1 IndyCar Championship and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss on future ERN broadcasts. Give you some ideas, some gaps out here. Just see where we got the closest battles on the racetrack. The closest battle really is this top five. This top five is fantastic through this first stint. But now we're going to see what it's like when these guys come to pit road for their first round of pit stops. Okay, so a four-stopper, if someone wants to do a four-stopper, and keep in mind they have to switch their compounds. They this whole top 8 have started on the prime tire. So at some point, if one of their stops, they got to go to the red compound tire. If you started on the red, you got to go to the primes. So we'll talk more about that as we see more drivers in that situation. But if you want to do a four-stopper, it's lap 17. So that window's open now. I don't think we're going to have any takers on that. The only people that have been to pit road, I believe, are those that have had problems. I just want to bring up my supplemental overlays here real quick and make sure that I'm not talking out of turn here. I think the only people that come to pit road are people with problems. Yes. Justin Vandermark, Casola, Rexine, Wood, all those are people with problems.
22.
Ryan Scholl, Eric Troiano, Hunter Smith, Richie Hearn, Reblis, Frankenfeld. Yes, all those. Everybody's stopped so far is people that have had problems. A three-stopper, the window opens at lap 21 or 22. If they can go to 22, that helps them getting to the end a lot easier. 21 will get you in the neighborhood on a fuel save to get to the end. A two-stopper, lap window opens at 28, 29. I don't know if anyone can go that long without some caution and a massive fuel save. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to pull off a one-stopper today. So we'll just go ahead and rule that out. But the three-stop window, is coming into play here rather quickly. In the next 3 laps will be in that window.
Do you think they're gonna go for 23 or 24 laps?
I would definitely shoot for 22. I mean, 22 says the math says at 22. I do 22, 44. 66, and then it's 88. So I'm actually going I'll have 3 laps more fuel, or I'm putting 3 laps fewer into my tank on the last stop. Sure. So I would go at 22. But I know that your school of thought is go until the tank's dry. And
well,
I would be concerned. I would be concerned about a battle this far up front of the undercut. It is close enough that the undercut could be stronger, fresher tires could be of a problem for undercutting the leader.
Yeah, in road, I think it's more easy to if you put 1.5. Oh my God, how much is 1.5 gallons? Maybe if you put 1 more gallon, you can go to the end. With okay, you know what I mean? So yeah. Extra 1.5 or something like that means in liters is 0.5 or maybe 1 liter more. So basically, in 1 lap you use a gallon or maybe gallon and something else.
It's what the math. The math for us here that do gallons was at 3.75 liters to a gallon, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not exact, and someone in chat can say, "Hey, that's not right." Go ahead, chat. Give me the mathematical breakdown. I'm American, so I do everything in freedom units. But Lewis lives up in Canada, so he does everything in euro units.
Well, in Chile we used a liter, so to
Yeah.
be honest, it's kind of hard to understand the gallons. Anyway,
Do you know that one of the things that Mick Schumacher says that he's had to learn since getting into IndyCar is he's had to do everything in freedom units. He's had to learn to convert. I think it's great.
That is hard, to be honest. When you come into, not here, when you're learning about here, it's like this is your job, and your job is learning about that, because they're gonna talk to you about small numbers when you think it's big numbers. To be honest, that small numbers is you have to think about your mind about oh, like that. No, it's not like that. Actually, it's really more. But like I said, I think the road is it's more easy than the road to calculate, because it's a variation between laps by laps. But here is always the same number, a little bit more than the other one. But in this case, I think we always said that we think it's going to be like this, and then coming people like, for example, Adriano Piñeiro, and put something different we thought. And we already saw him. We think it's going to be 24, and the guys make it 26. How? Who knows how? But he saved a lot of fuel. And I think Daniel, out the way he's driving, also Ethan Stanley be on the first. What if coming to one more? So it's 23 now passing for line. Actually, it's coming now.
Yeah.
And I assume it maybe can make it one more
Well,
lap.
Blauman sticking with them, but Seb Alexander coming to pit road.
She only did 20. So basically here is 22 in the road plus 1 in the pits. So it's 23 passing for line now. So that's it. They need to. And
Brian Blauman gets around Daniel Falkingham, and now we have a new runner in second spot. Let's go back and watch that. Go back a little bit further here. He gets him on the front straight, gets a big run, and just passes him cleanly.
It is saving the way he braking is saving fuel. That's why he make the pass. He's just lifting way back on the braking point, and I think Brian Blauman is maybe he's coming to the pit right now. That's why he make the pass. Who knows?
Yeah, Blauman is doing a full push. I think Falkingham was full push, and he's backed it down a little bit. Do we see Blauman make the turn to pit road? No, he stays out. So do the top three. Tyler Fode stays out. We'll see if Gavin Hibbs makes the turn down pit road. Hunter Ingrave is now up to 6th position.
Tyler Fode stay out. So patience. That's the key word. Maybe.
Okay, so we got more takers on pit road. Sorry. More takers on pit road. Gavin Hibbs on pit road. Hunter Ingrave's going to stay out. And after the first round of pit stops, we will take a side-by-side break, get some words in from our important sponsors, including Newegg, Lucas Oil School of Racing, Tom Bolin Ford, and Worldwide Technology Raceway, as well as iRacing. Right now, we'll see if we have takers to pit road for our leaders this time by.
Nobody's signing to come into the pit. Nobody's saying nothing. So I said nobody means these 4 guys on the front.
Here's Ethan Stanley. Here comes Brian Blauman. They come to pit road, and Falkingham stays out. I did not expect this. I thought Falkingham would be doing a stronger burn than Ethan Stanley and Blauman, and I thought that the Stanley would be staying out longer, but Stanley deciding to come in. Daniel Falkingham. Yeah, so go ahead.
Tyler Fode is also coming to the pit, same.
Okay, so a Lake Norman strategy. Everybody come to pit road. Lake Norman Motorsports team coming to pit road across the board at lap 25.
Gabby Gibbs complained. Oh, he loses control on the car. Anyways. Daniel should be coming now. Thinking about it's out of fuel before they come into the box.
Yeah, we'll ride with him to see how it sounds. Oh, caution on the racetrack. What happened? I don't know what.
And the pit's closed.
Was it Rebelus? Where was the caution?
I don't know if it's because Chad is in the pit in the stopping. Also, is Gabby Gibbs over there? Oh, Mark Robles, maybe that, but I don't think. Well, if we count in real life, it should be.
Well, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back in time, and I don't know. I could see something with Rebelus.
Oh, I have a contact with Chad.
Okay, so Rebelus is wounded already. And okay, there's Chad. Okay, this is over in turns 3, 4, and 5. Over in this section, if I can bring that up on the my sketch pad here. It's all over in this part right here. And let's just go back a little bit further and see what happens. Is Rebelus coming off pit road, and I want to go to blimp view, because again, the blimp view gives us a better view of what's going on. There's Chad running behind him right here. This is Rebelus right here. So here's Chad, the next car back, and he loses it, and he just slides through the corner. Chad goes into him. So that's the second bit of contact this race that Chad has gotten. Oh, and Gavin Hibbs spins out a little bit further right here, and I'm going to get rid of the track map. So I think they were all unrelated, but it was enough for race control to say, okay, caution. And we are under caution, and Daniel Falkingham needs to stop. And this is going to cost him a bunch of track position, because everybody that stopped right before the caution is just going to cycle up to the front now.
Yeah, actually, Danny is complaining. I don't know. Danny is complaining about that. How long it takes for coming to the pit. So, sorry, for the yellow. And just the moment he came to the turn 12, is dropping the yellow. But, well, if we were talking about real life, for sure, and 100% is yellow flag that. Full caution
right.
for sure. But this condition about the iRacing and all this stuff, I think the incident was not affecting nobody. But anyways, race control make the decision. 2 cars involved in that incident. And I'm really surprised why not they drew the yellow flag in the first corner when the green flag is out.
Bunch of cars getting a waiver
lot
round.
Of cars, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of cars getting a waiver round, and this is going to cost Falkingham and Hunter Ingrave a ton of positions. A ton of positions.
I think no. Hunter Ingrave. So Danny is going to finish on. He's going to exit on 5th, and Hunter Ingrave on 6th. I don't think it's gonna be that. The only problem if we don't have a race control over here.
Okay, well, maybe I overstate the word ton. It's gonna cost them a lot of track position. Let's put it that way.
But thinking about it, if you don't have a race control over here and leave all these guys pass by, it's gonna be on the back on the field, around 20th. It's not 20th position. It's just basically in the gap in the 20 car on the grid. Be over there. That's the only problem. That's why they allowed to all of this lap down to pass by and return the lap and let Daniel and Hunter and Gray to don't lose all of that position. So I gonna guessing it's really a good for Daniel stay out and keep it his mind to stay out on the end.
So I want to replay. I want to replay. And let's ride with Daniel Falkingham. And I think we're getting ready to go green here real soon. Hopefully I don't miss the green flag. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to queue up the replay. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go back to full speed. We're going to ride with Falkingham. Now, you're going to see on the dashboard here when we go caution. And if he sees that we're going caution, pit road's closed. So it's just bad timing on his part. I don't know. He'd be upset, but I don't think anything wrong happened here per se. Caution out. Caution's out now. There you see yellow on the wheel. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit further.
They are in turn 10.
Yeah, let's even go back a little bit further. Even before he gets to that final corner, there. Yeah, he's in the short chute when the caution goes off.
Yes.
So remember, look at these lights here. There they are. They're on. And now he can't cut the pit road. Pit road's closed.
Smart of Daniel. Normally, he saved a lot of fuel. To be honest, he saved a lot of fuel. Ton of fuel. If it's coming to the pit, it should be on the last car.
Well, and he's really lucky he didn't fall further on back because of all the cars that were got the wave around. He was able to come out in front. So I said he's going to lose a lot of positions. Him and Ingrave. Well, Ingrave basically comes back in where he was running for most of that stint. He was right around 6th and 7th. Daniel Falkingham is the one that loses the most. He lost 5 positions. We're back to green flag racing, and Falkingham attacks immediately. Actually, Seb Alexander, Tyler Fode. Tyler Fode attacks immediately. Falkingham on the outside. He tries to slide it to the inside and almost overcooks the corner with a little indecision. But now he goes to the inside of Seb Alexander trying to get it back. Here he comes, going to go side by side. Seb gives him the room. So he picks up 1 spot. Presley Sora blinking out. Craig Forsyth. Oh, getting tight. Oh, Heil mini letters back there as well. Chris Albrecht has worked his way up in the top 15 position. And all the debris being kicked up on the racetrack. Back up front, Falkingham. Make sure to subscribe if you're not done so already. Thumbs up for these drivers. They have a long month of April ahead of them. After this, we put away the code for the road course, and then we bring out the oval, and they are going to be on the oval for basically every waking hour for the next 2 weeks for the most part. First, you got to qualify to make the Indy 500. With 60 cars entered, there are no guarantees, Lewis. There are no guaranteed starting positions. You don't have a charter. There's no promoters options. There's no previous champion provisionals. You have to make the 500 based upon your own merit and your own speed.
Yeah, actually, it's not graceful or maybe, oh, okay, I'll let you pass because you're the point championship. Nope. You have to make the points. Thinking about it, it's going to be a really surprise if one of the top 5 of the championship get out of the race by a small margin, and they cannot make the points because they lose the spot in the Indy 500. So it's really important to show up and be in the lineup for keeping the track in the championship.
Daniel Falkingham gets around Tyler Fode. Championship implications in that pass. So what ground Fode was gaining on the points if the race were to finish at that moment. Now he's losing a little ground, but still Falkingham right in front of him, so the loss is minimal. But here's Seb Alexander. He's going to send it to the inside going into turn 7. It's going to get tight through here. Still side by side, and Seb Alexander slams the door. Moves Seb Alexander up a spot to 4th, and Tyler Fode down to 5th. He loses 2 spots in a lap, and if he doesn't look out, Hunter Ingrave's going to get him.
He's very sane. Oh, Daniel's out of the track. All good for him. So I don't know. You still have a lot of pace. We still have a 1 or 2 more pit stops for Tyler 40, but he needs to keep the pace. I think also Danny Fokkevan is 1.6 behind the 2 leaders, and I think because it's teammates for sure, gonna working together to don't pass each other and just keep.
Ronnie with Hunter Ingrave, and he had a massive clutch and coast going into turn 1, so he's saving a ton of fuel. Cars started, 25 still run out there. Primetime John Stellard has retired, Jared Rexing has retired, Andrew Wood has retired, Justin Vandermarl has retired, and Casola has retired. Those are your only retirees. Everyone else still out on the track of the 30 cars that started. 31 of 85. And now let's stand by, take a break. Get a word in from some of our sponsors. The Blue Egg car leads the Presley Sora Grand Prix of Indianapolis, the 7th running. Ethan Stanley looking for his 3rd consecutive win. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go side by side and get a word in from some of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Right now at Tom Bolin Ford, we're offering X-Plan pricing for everyone. Yes, you heard me right, everyone. That means every customer can take advantage of special pricing normally reserved for employees of Ford partner companies. And all you have to do is walk through the door at Tom Bolin Ford. And it gets even better. Also receive a Bolin lifetime powertrain warranty, giving you long-term confidence for the miles ahead. Unbeatable pricing, lifetime protection, and a huge selection waiting for you right now. Only at Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing liners of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Tickets are on sale now for the 10th Bomarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Sunday, June 7th features 3 huge races. The USAC Classic, Firestone Indy Next, and the only Sunday Sunday night prime time NTT IndyCar Series race. Enjoy a weekend of cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. The stars of the Indy 500 are coming to St. Louis. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com. Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
And we are back. And while we were gone, you saw a position there. Presley Soar around Ryan Gavel to move him up to 8th. Now watching Hunter Ingreve attacking Tyler Fode. Again, championship implications in this battle. Hunter Ingreve, top 5 in the points. And if he can get into the top 5 here, we'll be looking to kind of creep in closer to that top 5 point battle. Top battle for the top 4 now. But he is attacking the points leader at the moment. And Lewis, I really think there's a number of drivers here we're watching on different paces. I think Stanley is saving. I think Brian Blauman, I think he's on full push. I think Falkingham is trying to save. I think Seb Alexander's on full push. Fode, I'm not sure. I think he's trying to save, and I think Hunter Ingreve, we know, is trying to save. So we got to mix strategies up here in the top 5 between saving and full push.
I think, because I can hear that, Brian Blauman is saving fuel. It's saving fuel actually. He make the turn in turn 12, 13 now. Sure, we're gonna see more clear in turn 1 when he make the turn. But you're right. Maybe oh my God. I think he feels something. The car is gonna lose. Well, you cannot feel that, but
we can ride with Brian Blauman. Let's get the ride with Brian Blauman here. We'll put driver inputs up. Still looking for his first career win. Came very close last week. Been on the podium before. Sonoma, one of the places he's been on the podium at. Silverstone, another one. Very, very close to getting his first win here in the series. And, he's really just one mistake away from getting the lead here off of Ethan Stanley. And Ethan Stanley, not to his discredit, but he's human, and we've seen him make mistakes in road course races before. So anything can still happen. We still have, half a race to go.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Brian have a lot of pace over here. Ethan Stanley have a better exit on the turn 14 over here. And Ethan Stanley still have the 200 seconds on the push to pass, but it's Borodin is saving fuel.
We just had a problem over in the turn 1 and 2 area. Mark Reblis, I think, just towed to the pits again.
I guess that's why the smoke. You know what? Some people don't know how to save fuel. It's really your mechanic in your mind is changed when you have at the point to braking in some point full throttle, and then you have to lift it before to braking after, to braking a little bit back. And this is really difficult. And to be honest, I experiment that stuff, and it's really difficult. You lose the concentration. I remember losing the braking point. That's why maybe Daniel Falkingham is losing his braking point, because it's saving fuel, and some people don't have this style to save fuel. Like for example, Ethan Stanley is put every single corner in the same, so every single braking point in the same point is not changing, and he knows how to change save fuel. but it's really difficult, and I was really impressed how all these guys do it for 85 laps. Well, that's not 85 laps. I said for 75 laps because the last 10 laps to go is full throttle, and still make a good laps. 112.8 is Brian, but Ethan Stanley 112 is 12.5, so it's really two tenths faster than 3 tenths actually than Brian, but it still make it the impressive of that is the weight lifting, and it still make the breaking point.
I just circled the column where you see people on the compound choices for this stint. Hibbs on the red tire, Paul mini letters on the back and 14th on the as well. Everyone else on the black sidewall primes. The black sidewall primes you see in this picture right here. Just look at the side of the tire. You just see the white wording on the side of the tire that kind of blurs on by. That's a black sidewall rim tire. Now, if it was a red sidewall rim tire, that would all be red there on the side. Let's give you an idea of what the red tire looks like. Let's go to Gavin Hibbs. There he is. There he is. Red sidewall. Looks like an old Hot Wheel, right? Back in the day. That's exactly what. Those are the softer of the two compounds. They're faster in the short run, and they degrade a lot faster over a long run than the black sidewall tires. Now, real IndyCar racing, when they come here in a couple of weeks, they will have to run the red sidewall tire for 2 stints. And then they will have to run, at least 2 stints they have to run the red sidewall tire. And then after that, they can run the black tire as many times as they want. That rule has not been written into iRacing yet. So we do not require the drivers to go to the red stint twice. Only 1 stint on the reds, just 1 compound change. That is an old IndyCar rule, older rule prior to this year. And I think they started experimenting with it last year, and now it's a full-time rule. If you're just joining us, this is ERN's coverage of the P1 IndyCar Championship, the 7th annual PresleySword.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Getting back to the battle between Tyler Fode and Hunter Ingrave. I think the reason why they're not passing each other is they're both saving a ton of fuel right now. But we're coming to you from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're starting our month of April, the month at the Speedway. We've now completed lap 41 of 85. We're just about at the halfway point. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next time you see us here on ERN will be next week, because before we can go racing for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500-mile race, first we must qualify. Join us as we all bear witness to each driver as they tackle what Scott Dixon and Rick Mears call the toughest 4 laps in all of racing, qualifying for the Indianapolis 500-mile race. Coverage starts right here on ERN with a special start time of 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Not 7:45, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's when we will start. We will cover the last few minutes of the round of field of 30. Then we will go to the last row shootout. Then we will go to the fast 12, and then we will roll it down to the fast 6, and we will crown our pole sitter for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500-mile race. That is next Thursday, right here on the channel. One of our most viewed events all year long. So check us out. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the start time, not 7:45. And remember how dramatic last year's was. It was Chris Albrecht over Jordan Owens by 1/1000th of a mile an hour over a 4-lap average. 1/1000th.
Yeah, when I said, well, it's really slow, and he make it the same lap, and then some point, nope, Boleman. And I thought it's no one to get it, to be honest. I thought it's like, nope, you're going to be on the back, man. So, on second.
Yeah, it would surprise all of us when he hit the line. We're like, oh, okay. And Chris Albrecht is your defending Indy 500 pole winner from a season ago. And then 2 weeks from tonight, is the 16th running of the it used to be the Rebels Photography. Now it's the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500. And we've had some real exciting races here in the past. And the one thing that it's been the key thing is there's been not a lot of yellow flags. Of course, a year ago at this time, that entire race went caution-free. So add to that the 500-mile race that we just sat through a couple of weeks ago at Fontana. That went 500 miles caution-free. Well, we went caution-free here at Indianapolis. Unfortunately, last year's 500 ended early because of a caution, but Hunter Smith won that race. But it was a late caution. It was only a handful of cautions that we had all race long. So is a good chance that we might see another race with one or two or none cautions here in a couple of weeks. The start time for the Indy 500 in 2 weeks is 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go through all the pomp and circumstance. We're going to go back home again in Indiana. We're going to do a flyover. We're going to do America the Beautiful and the Star Spangled Banner. You name it. It's all going to be right before the race, just like if you were there in the stands at the Speedway in May. We're going to do all that stuff, and then we're going to go racing for 200 laps, 500 miles. Who will be the next champion? Or will we get will we get a repeat winner for the first time in a while? Hunter Ingrate to the inside of Tyler Fode going into turn one. Ryan Schold on pit road. Going back to this battle between Ingrave and Tyler Fode. So Ingrave's going to have to regroup. Going to get a run down the straightaway here. We'll give everybody an update on the push to pass here. Here is your push to pass situation. Stanley has not hit the button at all. And when you have that much pace and you could save that much fuel, why bother? He is at his full allotment of 200. Ryan Blauman at 181. Falkingham has not pushed the button hardly. He just used 2 seconds worth. He's in third. Seb Alexander at 112. Tyler Fode at 183. So the entire top five, with the exception of Seb Alexander, who's really kind of on schedule to really end this race with 0 if he wanted to. I think Fode and everybody else in the top five is probably going to end with a surplus. Here's inside Hunter Ingrave going into turn one, and we got a car coming off of pit road. Oh, this is going to get tight. Oh my God. I don't think Hunter Ingrave expected to see Nigel Camargo there. Camargo did a good job of keeping everything clear, and Hunter Ingrave clears Tyler Fode. Move Hunter Ingrave up 24 spots, but not so fast, my friend. Here comes Tyler Fode to the inside, going down to turn 7. Hunter Ingrave gives him a little bit extra room. Oh, he goes wide into the corner, and he gets the position still. He holds on and defends. Hunter Ingrave maintains 5th.
You know what? It's the same pass he tried to Greg Forsyth with Tyler Forsyth and Chad, but in this case, no incident between Hunter and Fode. Was close to have a contact photo then.
Shadows now sneaking in over the entire front straightaway, as we now see Blauman getting closer to the leader. Here are back to your intervals to the lead. 1.3 seconds now separates the top 3 on the racetrack.
Seb Alexander and Gabby Gibson pits now.
Seb Alexander, this is a scheduled stop. He went 22 last time. Is at 22 this time. So he went early, remember, last time. This is scheduled stop number 2 for the 2-time winner on the tour. Won at Gateway in Michigan last season. Down and away. He has one 500-mile race win to his credit. And frankly, he had a bad qualifying for last season's Indy 500 and worked his way up from the last row. I forget, did he have a penalty or he had a bad qualifying? All I remember is he started from the last row and towards the end there really was in contention. He got himself in contention. We should watch it.
Because maybe it's all because the race he did. No. Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe it's not because Michigan. No, it's maybe because he qualified bad. But you're right. He started on what is Seb Alexander?
I think he was back in the high 20s or the 30s. He might have been on the last row even. And he was up inside the top 5 late in the running, and unfortunately was involved in the last caution of the day. That really cost him a good finish, but he had a shot at, and he raced his way to the front. I mean, there was not much caution throughout the course of that race.
Yeah, he started on 33, and he finished on 19.
But
also impressed because Ethan Stanley started on 26 that day.
Yeah,
and he finished third.
He finished third, and he was battling for the lead right when that caution came out. Remember, it's Hunter Smith just secured the lead right when the caution came out and locked the field down, and it was able to finish that race under caution.
Yeah, only 4 laps lead Hunter Smith that day.
I think the lap before we went caution and the last 3 under caution. I think was just 4 laps there. And there's nothing wrong. Everyone's like, oh, he won the race under caution. How come you don't have a green-white checker? Hey, first of all, it's an advertised 500-mile race. That's what you're expected to run. That's what the race is expected to be. You don't need green-white checker or any gimmicks like that. Chris Albrecht showing a black flag in 12th spot. He'll have to answer that and come to pit road. There's no shame in taking the win under caution. Rick Mears took one of his Indy 500 wins under caution. Dario Franchitti took all 3 of his Indy 500 wins under caution. And if you were to ask Dario Franchitti, do you want to trade any of those in for a green flag win? He probably is going to say, hell no. I want to keep all 3 of my wins. Back to watching this battle between Blauman and Falkingham. Biggest gainer on the racetrack again is Hunter Ingrave. Here is Hunter.
I don't know why Chris Albrecht have a black flag. Maybe because
incident limits, maybe? This might be a drive-through.
Yeah, 41. He said 41, 40, 41, 40, 41, 40 for more than 10 times. I assume that's why he have a black flag. Oh, okay. That's why. Okay, so in between the pit road, start to fighting with change the engine.
Gavin Hibbs with a wheat ball flag, and Mark Rebelus. Gavin Hibbs been in the pits here for about 3 laps. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he has a meat ball flag. Tyler Fode on pit road.
So Chris Albrecht have a black flag because he's blading with the gears. 1 and 2. That's why he have a speeding on the pit road.
Okay. I'm not sure what happened to Gavin Hibbs, but he was up in the top 10, and he is now on pit road. Ethan Stanley, pit road, scheduled stop for our leader.
Oh, what? Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So, turn 14.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, we'll watch it again. It smacked the Ralph Schumacher Memorial wall there.
Oh my God! It's a little bit far. That one actually was. I think it was in turn 2 when he did that. Between turn 2 and 1.
We'll check again here. And did he clip the grass? We've seen people clip the grass before. Right there at the gore point, right there as they come off the infield road course back onto the oval.
Also,
did he clip the grass?
Before that, he have a span in turn 5 and 6.
Oh! In a twitch before, and then he caught it, and then the car sailed on him.
Yeah.
Brian Blauman coming to pit road. That will turn the lead over to Daniel Falkingham.
It's kind of hard to save the car in that condition when you're giving you 1 warning and then you keep going, and then it is easy to say outside, but it's so difficult for inside to do something.
Thanks for everybody joining us tonight. This is the start of the month at the Speedway, the month of April here in the Elite Racing League. After this, Next week we go qualifying for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500, and then we go racing in 2 weeks. And the most exciting spectacle on the Elite Racing League service, the Indy 500.
So Ethan Stanley came to the pits, is ready out and make the pass for Brian Bloman. And
yeah, Bloman's out now. He's just rejoining, so he did make the pass on the speedway on the rejoin. So right now he is behind slower traffic though, and that's what he doesn't want. He has in front of him Albrecht and Jordan Decker. Albrecht and Decker are, I believe, racing for position. Yes, they are. This is 18th and 19th. Oh, Albrecht goes wide into the corner, almost goes off. Oh, no, this is not good for Ethan Stanley if he's hoping not to. Oh, and there goes Jordan Decker. He just goes to the access road. Not a bad road. Not a bad idea. But this might impact where Daniel Falkingham pops out.
It is
Daniel Falkingham's on pit road.
Yes. And that's going to be really, really big impact over here. And that's coming Ethan to the line.
Ethan needs, he is on the button. He knows, he understands the importance of this position right here. And Falkingham is on the move. He is out. But Stanley on by. And whoa, that was a lot closer than Stanley wanted it to be. And well, the thing is, Falkingham pops out with that lap traffic. That's going to slow him down just for a turn or so. But now Falkingham needs to bring those tires up to temp. All the while, Stanley's tires are up to full temp. Stanley needs to push. Falkingham on the button. Blauman there. Blauman attacking on the button, down the straightaway, home and straight. Turning to turn 7 right there next to the infield care center. A place in a building that Danny Angaias has spent a lot of time in. This battle for the lead is stabilized now. Ethan Stanley has managed to hold on to his lead after this round of pit stops. So there's still one more stop to go after this. But the racing's not done yet. Falkingham still trying to draft his way back forward.
I think they can go full throttle now because after that they need to one more short stop, and that's gonna be a race for watching for us actually to see all of these guys racing over here. But I think they can racing to the end actually starting from now.
Ryan Schold, Presley Sora battle for position. It's for 7th and 8th. Ryan Schold has been digging himself out of a hole all race long, and he has now caught today's race sponsor. Today's 7th annual Grand Prix of Indianapolis is brought to you by Presley Sora in that green and orange and blue car right in front of the PRI Hoosier 500 sponsored car of Ryan Schold. PresleySora.com is the official website of ARCA, NASCAR ARCA Menard Series driver. Gosh, easy for me to say, right? Presley Sora, for all information, merchandise, and driver news, visit PresleySora.com. You can follow Presley Sora on social media. Purple lap for Daniel Falkingham, 111.8. He's at Presley Sora at all major social media areas, and you can check all his links in the description. Daniel Falkingham, purple lap as he tries to reel in the leader. And they are all on the prime tire.
Wow.
This race is not over yet, folks. Oh, he gets under braking. He gets so deep in the braking zone in turn 7. We saw him when he was battling Blauman. And he's doing the same here on Ethan Stanley.
This is the opposite what's happening at Long Beach.
Yes.
And look like it's gonna be a good finish between these two guys. Also, very unfortunate about the Tyler 40 is now in 6th, losing all the gap between Hunter, Seb Alexander there in 4th, and Brian Blowman over there in 3rd. So he started on 4th, and now he's in 6th, and he's clear everywhere, for sure. He's 8 seconds behind Ryan and 4 seconds ahead Hunter. Well, I always said this, if you want to fight for the championship, you have to at least have a top 5 finish, at least the top 10. You want to talk about that, and he's doing that for now. Oh, Mark Wagner, my God.
Go back
forgot to break, I think.
Wagner. Matty Wags.
Oh, no. I think you don't have to.
Okay, there is Matty Wags. Yeah, he's back at 21st. He's had himself a rough season since getting that opening win at Motegi to start the season. Ethan Stanley manages to pull away for Falkingham. Falkingham now with a great second part of that second and third sectors here. And now is falling back into the grasp of Brian Blauman. Blauman wants to attack. He gets the nose there. Presents the nose, but is unable to pull alongside any further. It's going to check him up a little bit, cost him a little bit of track position. He'll have to regain that and get back to attack. Just in front of Ethan Stanley is Richie Hearn. Richie Hearn's had a bit of a rough race. He's in the top 10 in points. He's currently 20th right now in this race. He might just want it to be over with, get these next 30 laps out of the way. He knows the leader's behind him. He'll try to find a place to duck out of the way here as they get onto the oval. Or on the front straight, maybe. And that Sim Gaming Expo sponsored 40 Racewear Delara. Oh, Ethan Stanley keeps coming out to that short shoot wall and getting very intimate with it. And Falkingham back attacking again. But he's going to use the draft of Richie Hearn to pull himself forward a little bit. Falkingham not using the button. Not see him lighting up push to pass on the tree. When one of the drivers used the button. Brian Blauman, not a good braking zone there. He locks him up. Hunter Ingrave has got to the attenuator as Seb Alexander.
Nice, Richie.
Richie Hearn goes wide into the chicane there. Just allows the leaders on by.
Good, Brian.
So can Brian Blauman turn himself into a bit of a rear gunner and help out his teammate Ethan Stanley? And really, if I tell you what, if Blauman could get around Falkingham, he would actually not only be helping Stanley, but he would be helping Tyler Fody.
Oh, for the points, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That really agree with that. And but I think Brian needs to realize he's making mistakes in the corners, and he don't want to. That now is 5/10. I know, look like close, but it's kind of far. In that point, he need to readjust the braking points. You don't have this lock, and these locking tires is make the tires duration a little bit less what I expected.
Riding with Daniel Falkingham. Now it's back. He had about 4/10. Got it within 4/10 now. Back to 7/10. It's like maybe he's just taking it easy on one lap, attacking on another, taking it easy, attacking on another, just trying not to wear those tires out. All the while, I think Ethan has been on a very consistent pace. shadows over the main straight as the sun starts to dip behind the main straight stands.
Is Indianapolis have a light?
No, not yet.
No.
And I keep saying there's a matter of time before we see maybe possibly an Indy 500 at night, or maybe another race under the lights here at Indianapolis. But the problem is when you get out beyond the turn 3 grandstands, it's actually there's a neighborhood that backs up to the turn 3 grandstands. And so that neighborhood really would have to kind of give approval, so to speak, to allow this, because then you would have to have all that traffic out there, all those people, all that police, all that just people walking around in the dark. You know, would they really want to have racing at night here in Indianapolis? I mean, if I don't know if I could show a good blimp view here. But yeah, outside the track, I mean, those are kind of residential areas almost. The track's tried to buy up a lot of that land, but immediately on the other side of Georgetown Road, which they are opposite right here on the front straightaway, those are private houses. And as they come here into turn 1 into the turn 4 area, that's opposite private houses as well. And just to the north of, you know, all of the other speedway buildings, just ahead of the north of the grandstands in turn 4, those are private houses as well. So there's a lot of private houses around here. They would have to get a lot of city approval. Now, do I suspect that the city of Speedway, the town of Speedway, would say no to, you know, wanting to bring in more business back to their little community here? I suspect they wouldn't, but it would be a pretty expensive adventure for them, considering all of the extra security and everything they would have to have on hand, because it would be a night race, and I would expect more accidents and things happening with traffic and that type of thing because of that night. So maybe at some point, I wouldn't be surprised, but there's nothing right now. I believe when they've had the 12-hour races here, they brought in temporary lighting for portions of the racetrack, but the entire racetrack's none under light.
Yeah, I thinking about it in the 6 hours of Indianapolis with the IMSA, but I don't think. But they finished really late, actually. I remember watching a race, kind of. Well, I didn't watch it, but I just saw the highlight. Very dark on the track. Maybe, like I just said, maybe they have something like that, and they put lights. Like for example, Le Mans have lights only in the grandstands and in turn 1. Sorry, in the last sector of the first and second sector. Sorry. First and last sector of the Le Mans, but all the rest of the track is in the dark. So it could be really, really nice to have I really thinking about lights in Indianapolis. Actually, if you want to racing or make a practice at night in Indianapolis, iRacing give you a warning about the snow lights. So if you want to,
so
it's up to you.
I got an aerial shot here. We got plenty of time happening on the racetrack. We're not gonna miss anything. But I'll bring up this aerial shot. This is all residential area up through here. This is all residential area up through here. And then immediately over here in this area is residential. So they would have to, this is this is Georgetown Road. This is a major thoroughfare. And then this is the Coke lot, and that's not where you consume Coke. This is where the Coca-Cola bottler is located over here for the city of Indianapolis. But immediately over here's residential, and back over in here is residential. So there's a lot of residential. If you've ever been to the Speedway, we'll get back to live action. Sorry about that. If you're thinking about coming to Indianapolis for the 500, I mean, it is in the middle of a neighborhood. A lot of people offer their front yards up for parking if you want a place to park, if you can't get into the infield.
They making money for that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. People... Leaders in traffic right now as, Nigel Stock goes to pit road, but that's going to open the door. I think Ethan Stanley just missed the braking zone a little bit. Here comes Daniel Fogelham. No. We're going to have a drag race to turn 1. Daniel Fogelham not on the button. Stanley is. He sees the opportunity. Fogelham now on the button. They weave down the front straight, going into turn 1. Fogelham's going to take a peek to the inside. No, but that was a close call.
Blomman with that is getting make it close to 6/10 now, and you know what? Ethan went wide, but Daniel went to the inside of the corner. That's why it make it a little bit more close to the corner for Ethan. Sorry.
And they still have more lap traffic. They got Clindy and Nick Silver just ahead of them, and that's a battle for 14th and 15th. So Clindy doesn't really want to get out of the way. And he's going to lose ground to Silver. Silver in his debut race here in the series, up 6 spots. Not a bad start to his career here. Top 3 all together. South end of the racetrack. Into the old snake pit area inside of turn 1. And back to the lap traffic. Let's ride with Ethan Stanley. He's got to be really sweating it now. He's got the slower traffic in front of him. Now Clindy is in the top 10 battle in the points. Now Clindy stays wide. Very good move for Clindy, but unfortunately he's going to lose ground to Silver. Hi-ho Silver away down the backstretch here on the Holman Boulevard. When you do come to the speedway, this is part of the middle road that runs up and down the middle of the racetrack. You could actually walk on this. I believe later this month, for real at the Speedway, there's a fundraising event for the Indianapolis Humane Society that you can bring your dog and walk around the racetrack. Walk your dog around the racetrack as he goes around Silver. Yeah, we've taken my dogs multiple times. And every now and then you see a dog leaving some debris in one of the corners. Caution on the racetrack. I remember one time we went, my daughter was still young enough that she was in the stroller, and she wanted to get out and walk. And the dog's like, I've had enough of this walking, and he got up into the stroller and wanted to be pushed. It was funny. Well, the leader is around the lap traffic and now pulls out to about 4/10 over Falkingham.
Jeez, my God, the braking on Daniel. It is.
He gets in there deep. He gets in there deep.
Yeah.
Let's ride with him. Let's ride with him.
If you see that in my mirror, I'm gonna get scary, man. I don't know how Ethan keep the calm in himself to don't see that stuff for sure.
Ooh.
It's a strategy to make it scary of the guy on front to you for sure.
It's Nigel Camargo coming to pit road in front of the leader there. Gets a little squirrely in through that set of corners there, right at the end, and then going into the turn 1 infield combo. Okay, let's watch as he makes a run down the Holman Straight. See how close he gets to Ethan Stanley. 20 to go here at Indianapolis. Starting our month of April, the month at the Speedway. Big run. He's got a good run. He's popping those curbs. Lines them up. Watch how deep he gets in the braking zone here. Wow. Wow. I mean, you can see if he misses his braking zone just by another sign, he probably misses that entire corner. If he misses it by one of those one of the markers.
I don't know how he did that. It's just braking and turning at the same time. Normally when you do that, you're locking and you lose the back of the car, but he's doing an amazing job to keep the pace on Ethan. Look at that, he's used a different line to exit. My God, the car how's moving in the between the corners, and that's dangerous actually too. But I think he have under control of the car.
Riding with Lauman now. A lot of clutching and coasting there. A lot of coasting mainly. Oh, clipping a little bit more of the grass than he wanted to in the turn 1.
you mentioned that about they can go to 16 to go. So they are maybe about 3 to 5 to go to come into the pits. I said because Ethan and Brian, sorry, they are 17 and 16 in the steam. So maybe they can come in and 15 to go, or maybe 13 to go.
Yeah, they would have to pit with about right at about 10 or less to go.
Yeah.
If they want to wait till the tank is dry. But if they just need to come for new tires and to top off the tank just a little bit, that might be a faster stop.
Yeah, it's going to be really excited this final stop because how they come into the pit and how they exit is going to be the cost you, or maybe you can win the race because that.
Leader getting the lap traffic again. In front of the leader is Paul Mini Letters, Mikolajczyk, and then we got Ryan Scholl. This is a battle for 10th and 11th between Little Eagle teammates. And the leaders have now lapped up to P11. In previous races here, I have that stat, by the way, if I can find it here. Race 1 back in 2020A, 6 cars finished on the lead lap. 2021A, 8 cars on the lead lap. 9 cars on the lead lap in 2022A. In 2023, 10 cars finished on the lead lap. 2024A, 8 cars, and then 10 cars last season. So we're right about at the limits that we've been here since we've been coming to Indianapolis. We've been consistently 85 laps over all the course of 7 races that we've had here. So we're right about at the area that we tend to get our minimum number of cars on the lead lap. Little bit of a snake down the front stretch, but still the top 3, throw a blanket over them, all separated by less than a second. Hunter Ingrave is now in the 4th. Very quietly he's worked his way to the 4th and pulled away from Tyler Fode. Ryan Gavel, let's give him a shout out very quietly. Now we have pit stops occurring, so I think Seb Alexander just came to pit road, but Ryan Gavel should not be ignored that he has worked his way up 11 spots to P6. Colin Heil in 7th. Seb Alexander back in 8th now as he's rejoined on his outlap. Ryan Scholden 9th, and he's been, like I said, been digging himself out of a hole that started virtually on lap 1. And Presley Sora, the sponsor of the race, and again, want to thank him for not only him sponsoring today's race, but also sponsoring your race in the Indy Lights Series on Tuesday night. And that's a pretty good segue. I'll put up the schedule here as we ride with Presley Sora. Talk about your schedule in the Indy Lights Series coming up.
Yeah, so after the qualifying on the next week, Thursday, we're gonna come back to put this and also to the schedule of, there we go, the 13th running of the F5 Challenge Freedom 100. It's gonna be a carburation day.
Carburation day.
Carburation day. So it's gonna be really a lot races that day for the ERL league, but the main one is the Freedom 100. It's gonna be at 6:30 p.m. on P1 Broadcasting. When we're gonna find the 13th winner of the Freedom 100, and then we're gonna have a break, and we're gonna come back on June 4th with the double headers until July 9th. So we're gonna come back on Detroit, Richmond, and then June 11 on Laguna Seca. We're gonna go to the Lucas Oil short track. I think we're gonna.
Oh, contact! Nige Camargo and Clindy off into the short chute.
Oh.
Tyler Fode was approaching that area. He had to take evasive maneuvers.
Oh, Camargo. I think he thought it's gonna be a. I don't know what.
I just saw a tight battle, and I got the camera on it just in time, and Clindy got taken out there, unfortunately. But now we still have this battle for the lead. Ethan Stanley, Daniel Falkenham, Brian Blauman So if you want to check out more about the Elite Racing League's Indy Light Series, make sure to join the Discord server. Link is in the description. The invite's in the description.
Yes.
And join the Discord server and to learn more about the Indy Light Series. The next race for them is next week. Is the Freedom 100? Go ahead.
21. Yeah, April 21. So
2 weeks.
It's basically off season until we come back to the IndyCar P1 Championship in the channel. So basically it's that, and I didn't know until now when I check in the Indy Light Series, and we have 2 sponsors for July 2 and 2 sponsors, 1 sponsor for July 9. So very impressed. Thank you so much for Josh Osborne and the Extra Life Children Miracle Network.
In front of our leader, it is Nigel Stock, who gets out of the way, and Chris Albrecht, who locked them up going into turn 1. And that has to cause a moment of pause for our leader.
They're not coming to the pits. It's 14 to go, and now.
After our last round of pit stops, we will get our final words from our sponsors and bring you the remainder of this race commercial-free.
Oh, this is really, really dramatic for the leader.
And we see a lot of lap traffic.
Oh, no.
As Clindy trying to stay out of the way. He has no place to go. He just stays to the inside, hold his line. And Stanley's got no choice. I think he decides to come to pit road early.
Very smart, to be honest. A smart decision for the Ethan Stanley to avoid all of this problem and coming to the pit and don't lose time, actually.
And I tell you what, if Foggy Dam was like, here comes Blama to the outside in turn 1, and he overcooks the corner. But I tell you what, if Foggy Dam was making a plan that says, if I see him go to pit road, I'm coming to pit road too, I think Stanley's decision to come to pit road was made so quickly and so much in haste. And normally I say haste makes waste, but in this case, it was made so quickly. I don't think Falkingham had a chance to react. And so he's going to slow down this lap because he's stuck in this lap traffic. He might lose time. This might have been a big strategic move for Ethan Stanley. Well, if he gets to the interview room here in about 13 laps, we will talk to him about making the call to come to pit road on that lap. Was he coming in, or did he make the executive call to dive in early?
I think kind of hard. Maybe he thought the opportunity, or maybe he already had the schedule to come into the pit. He even announced to come into the pit.
Well, I mean, Blauman's coming in this time, and they've been on the same schedule for the entire race, so maybe he made an executive decision. We'll see if Tyler Fode comes in this time. No, Tyler Fode's going to stay out. They've all been on the same schedule for the most part, but maybe they've excuse me, Tyler Fode is way over in turn 1. Sorry. We'll see if he comes by into the pit entry area.
Oh, Tyler Fode came already.
So Tyler Fode's already been on pit road. He is 3 laps into his new stint, so yeah, he stopped a little earlier than everyone.
Well, to be honest, he gained 1 position against
Seb Alexander.
And
Seb's right on him.
Hunter and Grape and Pete.
Hunter and Grape, final stop. Winner at Road America a season ago, looking still for win number 2. Started on the pole at Long Beach. Unfortunately, had that unfortunate wheel DC under caution. And ended his race there. But definitely a threat on road courses whenever we get to them. And he's pretty good on ovals too. We'll see how he does with being 5th in the points. He's going to have himself a prime qualification spot a week from tonight. Now, qualifying for the event starts very early. It starts about at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere in there. But we will not start streaming it until about 8:30, and we will cover the last, basically the last runs of people to try to make the race, and then those from positions 31 through 30. Or excuse me, 31 through 33, which is the entire row 11. They will and everybody else that didn't qualify go for one more attempt, just one more attempt to make the field. And then if they make the field, they make that last row, they're in. If they don't, they're bumped. And then after that, we'll see the top 12 as Ethan Stanley, purple lap.
I thinking about it. You know what? In between the line, when you come into the pit and exit, you can do 50 seconds. So now Daniel is coming to the pit actually now. So we're going to see in between these two guys, it's 40 seconds.
Yeah, Daniel Falkingham last time did 54 seconds on pit road. Ethan Stanley did 51 seconds on pit road on his last stop. Now keep in mind, shorter fill. They don't need a full tank to get to the end here.
That's going to be interesting. Stanley is in turn 10 now.
We'll bring up the track map
excited
for a few more laps, and then we'll hide it for the rest of the race. Because I always forget to hide it when we bring up the standings and stuff, and it just gets in the way.
Danny is not already in the now. Is in the box, and Ethan is going in turn 14.
Yeah, he's on the main straight now.
The gap is gonna be.
Falkingham is now he's down and away. Now he's moved. Stanley will be on by here with plenty of time to spare. And I believe two things have occurred here that is really going to help him secure this win, I believe. Hunter Ingray purple lap with a 1:10.6. But getting that purple lap while Falkingham was coming to pit road, and also making the decision to come to pit road instead of navigating all that lap traffic and costing him time, he made an executive call to come to pit road early. And I believe that might actually secure him the win. He now has a 2.6 second lead with 10 to go.
Well, we have 10 to go. Who knows if Daniel Falkingham is going to go for full throttle. It's going to go full throttle, and maybe going to short this gap in 3 to go or 5 to go. And we have a battle. Now it's 2.7. I already calculate before they come into the pit, and I already thought it's going to be around 5 seconds, but he did a 2.7 actually in between bottle and push to pass.
In chat, Shane says, doesn't a guy have a treehouse in his backyard that can watch the Indy 500 from? Yes, he does. There's a guy that has a tree that overlooks it looks in between some of the grandstands in turn 3, and he can climb into that and watch race practice, whatever, from the comfort of, I guess, his backyard in a tree. I don't know how much comfort's in a tree, but he could definitely comfort from his backyard. The toilets are a lot closer for him and probably a lot cleaner as well. All right, we got 9 to go. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll get a final word in from our sponsors, and we will see you for the finish right here at Indianapolis. It is the PresleySword.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. 9 to go. Your leader is Ethan Stanley.
This is Bobby Bolin from Tom Bolin Ford, and I have huge news for you. Right now, we are offering interest rates as low as 3.99 on most of our used cars. That's right, 3.99 happening right now. And it gets even better. These used vehicles come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty, giving you protection for the long haul. This is your chance to save big with incredible rates and shop our wide variety of trucks, vans, SUVs, and cars. Only at Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Detroit, Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com. October September 2nd through 4th. Save big by going to www.raceway.com. Tickets are on sale now for the 10th Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Sunday, June 7th features 3 huge races. The USAC Classic, Firestone Indy Next, and the only Sunday night prime time NTT IndyCar Series race. Enjoy a weekend of cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. The stars of the Indy 500 are coming to St. Louis. Get your tickets now and save big at www.raceway.com.
And we're back, and we have a battle on our hands for the lead as Daniel Fogelnam has ran down Ethan Stanley, and we have a battle here in the late going at the Indy GP that we kind of didn't see coming, and there's lap traffic involved right in front of that. That's Craig Forsyth. He will get out of the way, but we're going to have a drag race for the lead coming off the final set of corners down the main straight.
Yeah, he's one set. So in 2 laps, he's went to 2.7 to now a 10. He's going for the lead.
To the outside is going to make him go the long way. He's on push to pass. He's on the button. They're going to bang wheels going into turn 1. They're going to dive deep into the braking zone. Stanley in the inside. Fogelnam on the outside. Now to the inside. Stanley, Fogelnam still side by side through turns 2 and 3. And they clip and Fogelnam clears Stanley, but Stanley's going to send it to the inside. He still has a run. Now they go through the chicane and down the Holman straight. Does he take a stab at him in 7?
He's going to the push to pass again, but Ethan, they have a 86, 85. He's going to retake the lead maybe now.
Into the braking zone in 7, and he does not get there.
Man.
And there's Fogelnam with 117 on the push to pass. Stanley was 78. So Stanley has used more here in the last couple of stages than Fogelnam has, but there's still time, 6 to go. I think each one have more than enough.
Assuming they have more than enough. And Brian Bloman is coming 1.7 behind to the leaders. And I think Ethan Stanley...
Ethan Stanley's not out of this yet. He's not out of this yet. Now, Ethan Stanley's tires. Ethan Stanley's tires are about a lap or 2 older than Fogelnam. But Ethan, I don't think, was running as hard on them during his stint when he got past. So maybe he's got a little left in those tires. But in front of Fogelnam is Colin Heil, and is in position 10. So he's on the tail end of the lead lap. Still not over. 5 to go here at Indianapolis. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, he's pulled away for 1 second now.
And once again, if you're just joining us, Stanley. Actually, that was Fogelnam with a little bit of an anti-lock. He steers back into it. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching ERN's coverage of round 10 of 12, the Elite Racing League's P1 IndyCar Championship, coming to you from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway infield racecourse for the 7th annual PresleySora.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. We're currently now, Daniel Fogelnam, the rookie, trying to gain in the points, is now the leader. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. 4 laps to go. The next time you see us here on ERN will be next week, right here in Indianapolis, for the hardest 4 laps and 10 miles in all of real and sim racing. There's qualifications for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500-mile race. Coverage starts right here on ERN with a special start time of 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you need more open wheel racing injected into your soul, and who doesn't, then tune in to P1's Monday night open wheel doubleheader. Race 1 starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the iRacing IndyCar Open Series Monday night top split at Long Beach. Race 2 starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Time with the iRacing Indy Next Road Series Monday night top split at Mosport. Lap traffic still in the way here of the leader. Might play a role. And it's a form of Richie Hearn and Ryan Gavel. Ryan Gavel's in 9th. Richie Hearn gets out of the way. Coming to 3 to go. And I think, I don't know, man. I think maybe Fogelnam maybe saved more of his car and more of his tires to strike here at the end and was just biding his time, and just as long as I knew if I stayed in the neighborhood, I would be okay. But, man, he left pit road on that last stop with a 2-second deficit, and you watched in the side-by-side as he gained back all of that time.
Yeah, it just in 3 laps, he's I already said that. Maybe they have a different, but in maybe 5 to go, it's going to make the pass. It's going to take for the victory, but it was less than that. He took it like 3 laps. Between these two guys, they have only 2:10 to 7. So it's 3 laps at the tires between Stanley and Daniel. But it's really impressed the way Daniel came from 2.7 to now is 1.4 leading the race with 3 to go.
And Ryan Gavel, he was like, man, I've been out here for 80 laps now, and I want to stay on the lead lap, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I got the leader right behind me to put me a lap down. I do not want to go down a lap, and I don't think Falkingham's in the position to feel any mercy right now. He will want to pass Gavel and to add a Gavel as another buffer between himself and Stanley. But Gavel is racing for all it's worth to stay on the lead lap here with 2 laps to go.
Actually, you know what? If it's Ryan Gavel be lapped down, he's going to finish the race faster than he thought. So, I don't know. That's what I think. And now he make the pass. And now it's put lap down on the 9th.
Lap and a half to go here at the PresleySora.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Looking at white flag next time by Daniel Falkingham, looking at a possible another win this season to join the 3 in a row that he did earlier this season. Been on a dry streak. It made some mistakes at some races, been outraced in others. Luck hasn't been with him necessarily over the course since winning 3 in a row at Silverstone, New Hampshire, and Richmond. But since then, been a host of others. But looking to get back on the top step of the podium now. 2.4 miles to go here in Indianapolis, and this is the best way to start off the month of May, or the month of April. Remember, Palou won here last May and then went on to win the 500. Pagenaud has won here to go on to win the 500. I believe Will Power has won here to go on to win the 500. So a number of times in IndyCar history, a win here doesn't always guarantee an Indy 500 win, but it definitely guarantees a pretty good start to the month of May. The most important month, or the month of April in this case for the Elite Racing League, the most important month in the league all year long. Last set of corners in through the snake pit. Before there used to be parties here. Now the party is in the front seat of this Dallara. He's jumping for joy, making through the last set of corners, and now he's your winner for the 4th time this season and makes a big jump in the points. He doesn't get to the points lead, but he cuts the deficit down with 3 more point-paying opportunities to go this season. He's your winner, 2nd time on the road course. So he gets half the road course wins this season, is Daniel Falkingham. Coming home in 2nd is Ethan Stanley and Brian Blauman with another podium finish.
Jeez, man, it really impressed. I think this guy, Daniel, I don't want to say this, but it's the guy. He has so much pace, and even with 2.7, with the new tires, he just make it fastest lap. It's not fast at the race, but he make the 3 laps and just make the pull over Ethan Stanley. I really have a flashback after the pass he did on turn 1 with the Long Beach, but it wasn't. It was close, to be honest. Really close to have a big implication incident in the race, but it wasn't. So good for Daniel. Here
are the results for tonight. Daniel Falkingham with the win. Ethan Stanley in second. Brian Blauman third. Hunter Ingrave in fourth. And I'm going to guess he is your Luis Gonzalez Nunez driver of the race, up 25 spots. I'm guessing if that's the case.
It is the case.
Tyler Fode in fifth. A top 5 finish for Tyler. I'm willing to bet that he wanted more out of that finish, and it just didn't materialize for him. So he got the win earlier in the week in Indy Lights, but it didn't materialize for him here in the IndyCar. Seb Alexander in sixth. Ryan Scholl, not a bad race for Ryan. He really had to dig himself out of some early race problems. He comes home in seventh. Presley Soros, sponsor of today's race, in eighth. Ryan Gamble, ninth. Colin Highland, 10th. Your top 8. So Presley Sora, last car on the lead lap. Craig Forsyth at 11, Paul Many Letters in 12. Nick Silver in his debut here in the league. It comes home in the lucky 13th position. He finished 7 spots better, so a good start to his career. Hunter Smith, well, he's looking to get back to the Oval, a place where he won last time. He came home 14th here tonight. Chris Albrecht, he's looking about to get to the Oval too. He was on the pole last time we were on the Oval here. He finished 15th. Nigel Stock 16th. Clindy 17th. Nigel Camargo 18th. Jordan Decker, he's looking to get back on the Oval. He's been having a lot of front row success here. He started finished 19th. Richie Hearn in 20th. Chad Frankenfield, not the finish he was looking for in 21st. Troiano in the new livery in 22nd. Matty Wags 23rd. Gavin Hibbs 24th. Reblis 25th. Primetime John Steller 26th. Jared Rexing 27th. Andrew Wood, the Catalyst, in 28th. Justin Van der Marl and Casolo round out the remainder of the 28th, 29th, and 30th positions. This 30-car field. What are you laughing at?
I want to tell you why. I laughing because I put in the chat, Hunter and Gray, congratulations for the driver of the day. And Paul Bancholetter said, damn, Luis. It's supposed to be me, but no. I already put also Paul 7 spots, also 2. Ryan Gable 8 spots for today. And Chris Albrecht 11. With all the incidents he had today, he finished at 11 and there. But I think Hunter, with the issue with the computer and also no challenge.
He also had the purple lap too.
Challenge.
He had the purple lap too.
Oh, that's way better actually.
All right, and let's. Get rid of the B-roll here. Let's get into interview mode here. Oh, also, I told you, I need to get the track map off there. Keep doing that. Let's just make sure that everyone gets a chance to look at the standings nice and clean here once more without that track map in the way. I'm sorry about that. It's a separate button. There you go. There's the standings. There we go. For some reason, the standing results are weird, acting weird now too. But this is the top 10. This is the one that really matters. Anyways, let's get back to Brian Blauman here and talk with him. Let's cue out the music. All right, and Brian Blauman, another podium finish. Sure, he's going to be pretty happy. Okay, just checking my DMs as they come in as over the course of a race. Here is Brian Blauman joining us in the booth. P3 for you here today, and a bit of an interesting race. You fell back to kind of the 4th and 5th, but regained it all. But very tight quarters there in the opening stages of this race, racing with your teammate Tyler, and then also racing Daniel there. But not quite the pace that you kind of had at St. Pete on the street course here. but still brought it home in third. Not a bad day for Lake Norman, but I know you wanted a little bit more with Ethan possibly getting the win. It wasn't in the cards today, but you guys did overall well as a team on the second and third step. Talk about your race.
Yeah, what a wild race between the three of us there. That first stint just fell behind Fody, and we were all just managing the fuel. That yellow came out, and then it pretty much from that point on, we didn't have to save quite as much. Seemed like on the black tire, I was able to just keep up with Stanley and Falkingham and save fuel to hit my numbers that I needed. But I knew I was going to struggle on the reds. But overall, still a great night. I mean, this is a track I've never really had much success around, so I didn't expect to be this close to the front for the whole the whole race. So gave it all I had. So I have nothing to regret for the third place. Obviously, I think me and Stanley wanted to try and get another one too, but just didn't quite have the speed on the reds there at the end.
Well, it's your third pole this season, and now we're going to a race where pole means everything. Prestige, points, starting up front on a 500-mile race here at Indianapolis, and you're high in the points, so you're going to get the points have not been updated yet. We're waiting for those as we speak, but you're going to get a good qualifying spot. How much work is going to go into qualifying for you and your squad, and the importance of the 500 and getting a good start, importantly, leading to a good finish here with the biggest race of the season coming up here in 2 weeks?
Yeah, after running the 500 a few times now, I've really, truly realized how important it is to start up front. And now my first season with Lake Norman, I get to lean on these guys who are really experts on the ovals and especially the 500. So qualifying's been something I've kind of struggled with in the past. So I'm hoping that I learned a few tips and tricks and can at least put the car near the front row. I think that would be a great achievement, and then just stay up there the whole race. But we got a lot of work to do until we get to that point. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think there's a stat we're going to show here for qualifying coming up, but I think Lewis discovered that qualifying's not everything for the Indy 500, but it sure helps, as we've had some winners come from deep in the field, like in 3 of the last 6 races. So it's not everything, but it sure helps. So we will let you go and give you shout-outs in here because you got some people you want to thank, that is for sure. But now it's get into oval mode for the next 2 weeks on the big track. No guarantees, so you got to make the field. I know there's going to be a lot of practice going into it, so we'll let you get a start on that. But shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone I want to say hi to before we let you go.
Yeah, once again, I'll shout out to all the Lake Norman guys. It's been super, super enjoyable to run with them this season. I wish me and Stanley could have gotten Falkingham there just for Fody's championship hopes, but we gave it our best shot, which I think is all we can ask for. But yeah, it's been really fun running with all those guys, and I look forward to working with them as we get ready for the 500.
All right, Brian Blauman coming home in third. We will see you in a week. I don't know if we'll see you specifically unless you make that fast 12, and then we'll see you make a run for the pole. But best of luck qualifying for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500-mile race. And if all goes well, maybe we see you in a week in that fast 6 or fast 12.
Awesome. Sounds good. You guys have a great night.
That is Brian Blauman. Points are up. So points are up. We will look at the points right now. As we will go to this graphic. I'll remove this graphic, and then I will bring in Ethan Stanley, and then we will go to the points. Refresh. And refresh. Wow. Okay, so Tyler Fody leads now by 14, but Ethan Stanley only 34 behind now. So the gap to third is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Unfortunately, I don't think Brian needs a lot. Brian Blauman's in fourth. He's going to need a lot of bad luck to bestow the top 3 for him to kind of get back. He's 88 points behind, so he's a race and a half behind the points lead, or the top 3 basically. So that's going to be mighty tough road to hoe with if you don't get in the top 12, you don't get any points for qualifying. So you really only have the Indy 500 and the last race at Gateway to earn points. So it's going to be pretty tough for him with 88 points back. Hunter Ingrave is still in 5th, 102 points back. Ryan Schuld is in 6th. Chad Frankenfeld 7th. Clindy 8th. Forsyth 9th. Seb Alexander in 10th. But it's Fody, Falkingham, Stanley, Blauman, Ingrave, Schuld, Frankenfeld, Klindworth, Forsyth, Alexander. That is your top 10. But basically, the focus, and I'm going to turn it over to you real quick to get some of your thoughts here on points. The focus really now is beginning to look like it's the battle for the championship, the battle for the cup, is coming down to the top 3. And Daniel, it seems like Daniel's now peaking at the right time, and Ethan is kind of peaking at the right time. And now Tyler, despite a 5th place finish, which in any other universe is good, is probably a little disappointing today.
Yeah, actually, I can tell you, I mentioned when we started the broadcasting about Danny need to make the good result today to maintain his chance to the championship, and that's what he did. And also, Ethan Stanley make the return over there and make sure the championship by 12 points or 15 points, I think so. Maybe I'm going to say 14 points in faster calculate in my mind. So really the championship is still alive, and that, like you mentioned for many times now, the qualifying, if it then don't be in the top 12, even in the top 12, because the top 12 make you points, could be very catastrophic for the championship, especially for Daniel Falkingham if it's not in the top 12, because if Ethan Stanley win the pole, it's going to get 12 points. It's going to be the championship way more alive for the Indy 500 and also for the last race on the St. Louis 500.
All right, let's bring up Ethan Stanley. And here is Ethan Stanley joining us in the booth. Ethan, I guess the streak is over. If you count the podium streak, the streak, I guess, continues. But and on top of that, you and Daniel gain on your teammate Tyler, who's leading the points still, to almost turn this into a 3-way battle with now 3-point paying opportunities left to go. If you make the top 12, you'll get some points, and of course we'll have points paid if you make the 500, and then of course everybody kind of shows up for Gateway, and that's the big finale. But not the win you were looking for today. You look like you were in control for a lot of this day, especially in that last pit window, and we saw you come to pit road and with a bunch of traffic in front of you. Did you make an executive call to come to pit road early? And when you did come out of pit road and you cycled through the pit stops and you came out ahead, like 2 seconds ahead, 2.5 seconds ahead of Daniel, were you surprised at how quickly he ran you down, or did you have damage that we did not see somewhere that was on your car that was maybe slowing you down?
I'm not surprised at all. That final stint, that's all the gas I had. I couldn't save when I was out front. You really want to be in that train behind the leader, saving fuel, because either you push a little bit harder or you get past. And ultimately I couldn't save as much as I wanted to, and that yellow really helped Dan, surprisingly. He just had like a lap or two extra fuel because of that, and they just went into every stint, and he was able to go longer. And ultimately at the end, the red tires just fly apart, so you get like one or two good laps on them, and then they just completely fall off. It's awful. You basically just want to run as many laps as you can until the final stint. It's kind of tough. So, yeah, disappointing, but still a good result.
Let's talk about that. That yellow, and that sounds like you kind of say, hey, Daniel kind of came out on the high side of that. We kind of thought that Daniel didn't. He lost a lot of track position. He had to get all that back on the racetrack, which he did. But you're looking at it from a fuel point of view. He was able to save under those couple of laps of caution that you weren't able to. And that at the end, the tolerances were so close on fuel, you kind of had to back off. Otherwise, you weren't going to make it. Is that the vibe we're getting here?
Yeah, because of that, I basically had to change my strategy and try to gap those guys and like get a little bit of of clean air where they can't just draft me, but wasn't able to do it. And yeah, I mean, he only, no offense to the rest of the field, but he was 5th on the restart. He's the top 3 were much faster than the rest of the field, so he was able to get by them pretty quick, and then just join us up there and save as much fuel as possible.
Well, we now head to Indianapolis. Last season was a partial schedule for you, so you weren't a full-timer, so you kind of did one of those almost an Indy-only type of entry. It was the only oval you raced on all season long. Didn't have the greatest qualifying attempt, and I think a lot of that had to do is where you had your opportunity to qualify. You did make the race, and of course you finished on the podium. Now you are 3rd in the points. You're going to have a really good qualifying opportunity. How do you feel about your prospects now going to Indianapolis with a good opportunity to qualify potentially on a much cooler racetrack and much more favorable conditions for speed and cars that are going to be a lot faster this time around because we have more boost?
Well, the early qualifying thing's probably not going to happen. Just I'm going to be at work when that happens. We start way too early. It's like 4:30 or something.
Right.
So yeah, I'll probably come in later. I'm just going to do my best to get top 12. I'm not the best at Indy qualifying, but I should find my way up towards the front in the race.
All right, well, led 70 laps today. Almost a near dominant day, but coming home in 2nd. But still good momentum starting the month of April and the month at the Speedway. We'll see you in a week if you make the Fast 6 or the Fast 12. But until then, congrats on the podium here tonight, and we'll see you when we get to the Oval.
Yeah, see you around, guys.
Oh, before we let you go, I don't think I'll let you do this. Any shout-outs? Let's got to get those in.
Oh, yeah.
That's my fault.
Big shout out to Blue Egg Marketing. Wouldn't get done without them. Lake Norman Motorsports. Brian finished 3rd. Tyler 5th. Gavel top 10. So a pretty solid night for us. Can't complain about that. Then just big shout out to you guys up in the booth. I love watching all these races back. You guys do a great job. And just big thanks to Will and Chad and all the admins that run this stuff.
All right. We had to let him get his shout-outs in. Fair is fair, right? Ethan Stanley. No win today, P2, and now looking forward to qualifying for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500-mile race. See you in a week.
Yep, see it.
And that is Ethan. And now let's clear off that stats and bring in Daniel Falkingham. And here is Daniel. And, well, I guess the 2 things that we want to talk to you about is kind of the 2 things that we talked about with Ethan. First of all, it looked like you were possibly at a disadvantage when that caution came out. You lost a lot of track position. We don't know if you were going to try to make your way to pit road that time by. The yellow came out when you were just getting ready to turn into the turn 1 infield complex. So you're unable to go to pit road. Pit road would have been closed. So you would have got a penalty there if you came to pit road. So you wisely did not. But that time under caution allowed you to save some extra fuel that everyone else had to try to save on the racetrack somewhere. So when we were talking with Ethan, he's like, yeah, he was able to save some fuel. And I'm like, well, you know, he lost track position, but that didn't seem to phase you any. You were able to race by everybody. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that second round, that final round of pit stop, you come to pit road, you leave pit road, Ethan goes by, you look at the difference, and it's like 2.5 seconds. Did you know you were going to run him down? Did you know that he had to save fuel or what? I mean, you had to look at that and go, oh man, I got less than 10 laps to run down 2.5 seconds to someone that's strong as Ethan Stanley. That's uphill battle right there, and you were able to do it, and you pulled away, and you won your 4th race of the year.
Yeah, definitely doesn't look as easy as what the stats say, but yeah, definitely was it was a heck of a race there with Ethan there at the end, but definitely my plan was to be behind him there at the start because I was so too busy trying to defend at turn 1 on the start that we kind of lost out and missed turn 1. So from there, I just sat behind and saved all the fuel I can because if the race played out like I was hoping to, I just wanted to have the freshest tires at the end of the race because I knew the reds were going to fall out at the end. This was a very heavy black race, and I knew at the end of the race is when we were all going to put on the reds and go for broke there. So I just kind of sat behind Stanley. Once Stanley pulled off, I actually could go another 2 laps with what I was doing. So even with the caution coming out, I really thought I was screwed, but I didn't realize how many people I lapped because I went so much longer than everybody else that only like 6 guys were on the lead lap. So me putting that many guys lap down was a saving grace for me, and thankfully that actually kind of let our race play out even more because we could top off on fuel under that caution flag, save a little bit of fuel, and then just try to get back up there with Stanley and them. I felt like I did have the pace because I showed in qualifying we had to pull by over like 3/10. But yeah, we just kind of had to do a little more work there throughout the race. And once Stanley pit, I wanted to run as long as possible with the fuel I had left coming to the final pit stop, so I had to have the freshest tires. That was quite a bigger gap than I thought it was going to be. But after we ran like a second faster on our first lap under green, I felt like, oh, I'm going to get there. And I was saving all my push pass to get there because I was just letting my tires carry me up to him. So I was just saving all my push pass for the very end of the race, and it worked out. So yeah, heck of a battle there with Stanley and Blauman too. He was keeping me on my toes there too. But glad we came out on top because there's a lot of races we should have won these last couple weeks that didn't fall out of our favor with us. My game crashing at Auto Club. Phoenix we should have won, but got wrecked by a lap car. So we've lost a lot of points that we shouldn't have, and now hopefully we can get back on the charge for these final 2 races.
Well, you can't quite make up the distance by winning the pole at Indianapolis a week from now. It's 14 points. I think the most you can earn at Indianapolis by getting the points is getting the pole is 12. That'll get you within 2. And then anything can happen, of course, in the 500. And then if we make it to the final race of the season at Gateway, anything can happen. As far as we're concerned, it's kind of a dead heat. Talk about next week at Indianapolis on the oval. We've seen you in a highlights package on iRacing, presented by iRacing, get a win at Indianapolis in one of these cars. I don't know the quality of that league or anything of the drivers in that league, but this is the 16th running here. A lot of these drivers have been in, some of these drivers have been in every single running. A lot of these drivers have been in the last 5-6 runnings of this race. A lot of experience in this field, in these cars, at this racetrack coming up. How do you feel about your chances going into the toughest 4 laps and 10 miles in all of sim racing and real racing, the qualifying for the Indy 500 coming up next week? And then after that, you got to make the field. There's no guarantees. There's no provisionals. There's no guaranteed starting spots. You got to make the fastest 33 to make the field. How do you feel about even getting past the qualifications? Or are we not even looking past qualifications? This is just making the field. You're going to have a good qualifying spot because of your position and points, but how are you feeling in general getting up to this big event where there's, consequences on qualifying, deep consequences?
Yeah, qualifying in Indianapolis is always special. It's one of the most fun things of the whole year. And us going to be, I don't know what speeds we're going to be hitting because I know the IndyCar was updated not too long ago where we're going to be even running faster in qualifying than we have the last couple of years here. So I'm going to have a blast no matter what. But definitely want to make it into the race. I don't feel like I should have too many issues getting in, but I definitely want to try to see it qualify as best I can because, I mean, there are points being paid out for the top 12 in qualifying. Yes. So I definitely want to take advantage of that. And then going into the 500, hopefully we can just have a nice smooth race. Because, but yeah, I'm looking forward to qualifying next week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But hopefully I'm not too rusty because I did the fixed Indy 500 last year, like the actual iRacing special event Indy 500 last year, and we weren't too bad. I think we were like top 40 out of so many people. So hopefully my qualifying isn't too rusty now that I've had a year off from doing it. But no matter what, we're gonna have some fun doing that next week, and then going into the 500, that's gonna be a blast. But hopefully we can just stay on our toes. I know like the 500 is a big race, but that's another opportunity for points because we still are in a hunt for a championship too. So, but yeah, we're going to have a blast these next 2 weeks here on the big oval.
Shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors. 4th win this season, getting even closer to that rookie championship as well, and getting even closer to the drivers' championship. Go ahead, shout them out. You earned it.
Yeah, thank you to Chad for all he does for putting this stuff on. Shout out to P1 Broadcasting for sponsoring this series. And shout out to Stanley Bauman for a heck of a race there. That was a lot of fun. They made it way harder for me than I would have intended it to be, but definitely we came out on top. Definitely a must-win for us tonight. Shout out to everyone else who comes out and races. Shout out to you guys broadcasting. And thanks to everyone watching.
Daniel Foggham, 4th career win, 4th win this season, cutting the points lead to 14 points. And next we go qualifying for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing, Indianapolis 500-mile race. See you in a week, Daniel. Enjoy the win, and we'll see you on the oval.
All right, thanks, Gary.
And that is Daniel Fogingham. Lewis, final thoughts here at Indianapolis. I thought really this was Ethan Stanley race to win. And Daniel Fogingham kind of showed me up and said, no, this is his race to lose. And I won today. And Stanley does. One key thing, he gets closer in the championship. But all we did is really tighten the field up and make it a little bit squeakier heading into the final last 3-point paying opportunities for the race or for the season. First is qualifying, then the 500-mile race if you make the race, and then we have Gateway. So, for one of these guys, it's conceivable. I mean, people like Al Unser Jr., people like Emerson Fittipaldi, people like Bobby Rahal, defending champions, winners of the 500, did not make the race. We've seen it happen before, and it's possible that one of these guys maybe don't qualify next week, and that changes everything up. So what do you think? Final thoughts here today, and then we're looking forward to the biggest race of the year.
Yeah, actually, very good point. It's going to be really dramatic to, first of all, dramatic about to have the race, go to the qualifying, and then at the end, don't have these people. These three guys, or for example, I don't know. I think it's a lot of scenarios it's gonna happen if we don't have these three guys in the Indy 500 actually, or maybe losing these 12 points. For example, Daniel needs to these 12 points, or maybe also. Tyler Ford, actually, Ethan Stanley into these 12 points. But you know what he said? It's very difficult to have the qualifying, but I'm gonna do my best to be in the 33. It doesn't matter. Well, I think about he don't care about the points, but he do care about what is gonna happen. He does actually. What is happen on the race. So it's gonna be it's a lot of things to think about the what if. And they really make me like I have the scenarios about if it don't have a Daniel in the lineup because he attempted to make the qualifying and then incident because the setup of the car is really difficult. Mm-hmm. The timing is really a change. It could be hot, could be cold, it could be. Always on the end and in the end of the when we go to the bump day for the bump session, it's super cold the track, and then we go to the pole position for the Indy 500. It's really is coldest than the bump, so it's gonna be really excited to have this chance because the championship make this chance. To think about it, that it's not like as happened season ago when we thought it's gonna be Adriano Piñero be on the pole and then just thinking about it, Adriano Piñero win the race and that's it. That's the only thing he needs to think about it. But now we have the chance to have three guys for battle for the championship, and this is really good for us for the show, and especially for the Indy 500 because. It's gonna come in people like Niedergroth, Brandon Trost, or whatever is not in the championship, could be win the race and or have a ruin. I don't want to say ruin, or maybe have an implication on the championship because he wanna be on the front. That's just gonna be really a lot of points put in that team. But first, make the qualifying, make the 33, and then we think about what is gonna happen in the Indy 500. So. Good race for that. Good for Ethan Stanley because it's close to the championship, and just recharge the energy because they need to get into the setup for the race and for the qualifying, and then practice. Maybe have only 1 or 2 practice for that, and then go to the race in 2 weeks. So see you there for the race for the qualifying on the Indy 500.
Yeah, I had the April schedule up while you were talking. Hope everyone got a good look at that. That is the schedule coming up. The next time, again, you see us is a week from tonight. At 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will bring you the last, I guess, half hour or so of the fastest 30. So what the first round of qualifying is going to do, let me explain everything here. It's going to lock in positions 13 to 30. 13 to 30. That's what the first round is going to lock in. The next round is the last row shootout. It's only qualifying for positions 31 through 33. Whoever, if there's a faster lap in that last row than someone that's higher up in the order, that the fastest they'll ever be is the highest they'll start the race is 31st. So it's only for the last row. And then we take the first 12, we send them on one attempt. And then the fastest 6 4-lap averages that come out of that 12 go again. And then the fastest of that group of 6 will become, with the fastest 4-lap average, will become the pole sitter for the 16th race. So we got a lot of single car action to watch next week. Now, let me talk about the entrants. And we talked about some names. Brendan Trost is going to be there. He has over 1,100 iRacing, official iRacing wins. Nick DeGroot, former champion in, I believe, Area 51. He also has wins in Dark Horse. He's a noted motorsports journalist. He has what I call I've dubbed the Nick DeGroot strategy, where he always pits with 30 laps to go. He's going to be in the lineup, and he has about 55 starts in the Elite Racing League, no wins, but came very close to winning an Indy 500 when he came here. But there's not just those two are going to be here, but there's going to be 60 entrants for 33 spots. So half the field that is entered for the race is going home. And will it be some of these names you saw? A lot of the drivers you saw in the order today, there were 30 cars here. These are regular drivers that show up on a week-to-week basis here in this series. A lot of these drivers aren't going to make this race. They'll get bumped out by people that are here for Indy only. And not just Indy only that are regular IndyCar drivers, but I also know that a lot of from the other stock car leagues here in the Elite Racing League, those drivers will come over here and do a one-off for Indianapolis. And every now and then, we've seen in the past, those guys make the race. So anything is up for grabs. I mean, I would say qualifying for the Indy 500, whether it be the spring or the fall race, is the most unpredictable time because we have seen Indy-only drivers win. Hamilton Akabuizi, who won last year, was an Indy-only driver. We have not seen him enter in another Elite Racing League race since. But we've also seen, drivers that have been lifelong ERL participants, like Hunter Smith, get his first win here. Chad Frankenfeld, get his first win here. So it is possible. There's a mix of drivers. Anybody could win. You just have to make the starting 33. That's how we're going to do things over the next couple of weeks. So let's get on out there and give everyone back their Thursday night. They can start the weekend. I am off tomorrow. I'm not, but I have to do trucks at Bristol. Oh my gosh.
But one more thing.
What?
One more thing. Happy birthday.
Oh,
I know it's kind of early for
you
that.
You too.
Oh, it's next week actually.
I know, but you
happy
too.
Birthday. And I hope you enjoy your day. I know you don't want to enjoy that day in Bristol, but I hope you enjoy your day with your family next tomorrow. And I hope it's going to be more and more and more and more. How much is it? 25?
Yeah, 25 for me. 25.
25 years old?
25, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So congratulations. And,
my daughter is it's 23, so that's odd math, but
congratulations and God bless you.
Thank you.
And give you more life for you.
Thank you. I'll take every bit of it. If someone's had a heart attack, I will take every bit of that extra life. It's like finding that magic mushroom in Mario. It's like, yes, one more life. All right, let's get everyone out of here and give everyone back their Thursday nights and get a start on the weekend. Big weekend coming up here. That's it for tonight. Once you get your podium here for the 7th annual PresleySora.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. From Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Daniel Falkingham with the 4th win of the season, 4th career win. Getting closer in the points. Ethan Stanley comes home second, getting closer in the points. Brian Blauman with another podium finish. I keep saying he is going to get a win at some point. It's just a matter of time. He's the candidate I have for the next first-time winner that we have. Maybe he'll be in Indianapolis 2 weeks from now. We'll see. That is your podium here tonight. Join us again next week as we go qualifying for the 16th running of the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indianapolis 500-mile race. Who will join the list of names such as Tanner Watkins, Chad Frankenfeld, Henry Bennett, Sage Karam, Christopher Demerit, Adriano Pinero, Robert Malechka, Jason Brophy, Adriano Pinero, and Chris Albrecht as an ERL Indy 500 pole winner. Well, you got to tune in to find out. Coverage starts beginning at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Elite Racing Network. Again, that's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can find everything right here at youtube.com. This keyword search, Elite Racing Network. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm, again, it's not an easy one, so please help support ERN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing the like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, the bell for weekly reminders so much on more of ERN's other iRacing programming, including the Tanks.GG Truck Series, Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Racecraft Brand National Series, Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But if you have an itch for more IndyCar racing, then check out P1's broadcasting Open Wheel Road Racing Monday Night Doubleheader with the official iRacing IndyCar Open Series running at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the official iRacing Indy Next Road Series at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Racing, no matter however you like it, can be found right here on the Elite Racing Network or over on P1. Name your choice. Tonight's 7th annual Grand Prix of Indianapolis is brought to you by PresleySora.com. PresleySora.com is the official website of NASCAR ARCA Menard Series driver Presley Sora. For all information, merchandise, and driver news, visit PresleySora.com. Follow Presley Sora on social media via @PresleySora, or check out all the links in the description. The Elite Racing League's IndyCar Championship series naming rights are paid for by, that's us at P1's Broadcasting. P1 is an esports broadcaster specializing in online sim racing on the iRacing platform. P1 is a proud supporter of the Elite Racing League's IndyCar US 500 and Triple Crown Challenge. To learn more about P1 or to request a quote for your iRacing League, check out our social media links. P1 can be found on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Linktree. You can find all of our links. All you need are in the broadcast. I want to thank all of the ERL's premier special sponsors: Blue Egg Marketing, Worldwide Technology Raceway, Lucas Oil School of Racing, and Tom Bolin Ford. Don't spin your wheels, accelerate success. You want to do that with Blue Egg. They're fueling small businesses to win big. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a premier motorsports facility located in Madison, Illinois, just minutes from downtown St. Louis and the iconic Gateway Arch. To learn more or to buy tickets for one of their marquee events, especially the IndyCar race later this summer, you want to go to www.raceway.com and order your tickets today. Tom Bolin Ford is your trusted Ford dealership who offers extensive new and pre-owned inventory, as well as lease specials, finance options, and expert auto service. Lucas Oil School of Racing is dedicated to developing the next generation of open-wheel drivers through professional instruction, real race cars, and real on-track experience. To learn more about these premier partners, click on their links in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about the Elite Racing League and what they do, subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on X and Instagram. So, for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at the Elite Racing Network and the Elite Racing League, I'm Gary Gatso, and everyone at P1 also says hi as well. Good night. Thanks for watching, and all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, especially those in the skies and the seas in the Middle East. And we got astronauts. Let's not forget them. They're coming home. They're splashing down tomorrow. That's the most dangerous part of their mission right there after launch. We wish them Godspeed and good luck, and we want to see them all come home safe. Catch us again next week as we set the field at Indianapolis for the next race of the Elite Racing League's P1 IndyCar Championship. We'll see ya.